weight of the world on my shoulders. I won't give up till it's over. There's a beat in my chest and I gotta lay it down. And I'd be damned if I cuff a girl who ain't really down for me. So where did you go when I learned about my weakness? What did you know when you buried all your secrets? There were no calls, no text messages at all. So finally when you rose from the dark, what do you want? Somebody, somebody, somebody. What do you want? Somebody, somebody, what do you want?
Welcome back, episode 37, Andrewcast, and of course, I'm here with the team as usual. We got the all-knowing Sheldon, the wise Ryan Acuna, and then I'm joined by the musically gifted, artistic talent, Kid Travis. Thank you so much for coming, man.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, which is pretty big, dude.
Oh, man.
That doesn't happen for most guests, man.
Well, we got a man who has over 400K followers on Spotify. He just got an award on YouTube for 100K subscribers.
How much again?
100K.
100K, yeah.
100K. How's that feel?
It feels wild, especially the last couple of years. You know, me and Shad have been just pumping out covers and doing original stuff.
How long do you think, when did the grind start?
We were messing around until like 2015. We started like thinking of ways to like push our original content and like push farther. And then like in 2016, we did one cover for fun, and then that did pretty well. So we just kept doing them. Figured if that works, we could bring people to see the original content as well.
Which is really smart. And people do the same thing with remixes, you know?
Yeah.
They find a track that's like really hitting, and then they make a remix, and then all of a sudden there's a lot of attention.
Yep.
So yeah, your production is really good. We were just listening. What album did you have on, actually?
Dedication.
Dedication.
Man. We were listening to that.
That's awesome. Thank you, guys.
We also listened to your XXX Tenacion cover. So I mean, I saw that had over 1 million views or listens, I guess. And
that
it
was
on Spotify.
Probably sad. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
one.
was
Did you do more than one?
I did a couple. We did the whole album of Question Mark.
Okay.
That album, yeah.
And you also had another cover by Drake that was even recognized by Billboard.
Yeah, that was God's Plan with Cam Fator. He's a really talented singer as well. Yeah, he's pretty sick. But yeah, we just had fun. Yeah.
I love how you say that. You know, like you have so much success right now, and you're just like, we have fun, and that's like at the end of the day what it's all about, right? Or for you, is it something different?
For sure, no, it's definitely fun. If you're not having fun with what you're doing, it's like, you know, what's the point?
So with the death of X, what was that like for you as an artist, and what did that do to you creatively?
It's crazy. It happened so like he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Like, that's so crazy. Like, me being 21, only a year passed, but I mean, like, it made me view myself as, like, all right, I got to watch out about the image that I put out and be careful and, like, really get to know the people who actually support me and who supported X as well. Get a good communication going.
Yeah, and I think you did all the covers in good spirits. It wasn't like, you know, some people out on YouTube who are doing something like, oh, this is hot right now. Like, you're a fan. You both are fans of his music.
Yeah.
So that came from a good place, which I think resonated with obviously a lot of people, and they loved it.
Yeah.
Shad just said they're scum.
I wouldn't say they're scum. They're definitely trying to get their bread up and trying to get their clout up and stuff. But you know,
I saw one individual on YouTube. He had, I don't even know his name. I don't even want to say his name, but he was like just doing it exactly for you said for clout, and people recognized it.
Was it the day of his death?
Yeah.
That's
it was
how
like that day.
Yeah. And the thing that we did, we wanted to show respect to the people who supported him and his loved ones, his family. The day of, we actually did two things. We did a cover, and I put out an original song that was inspired by X. It wasn't really too finished, but we took off the monetization for both of them because I don't want to make money off of his death.
Yeah.
And Shad actually gave me the idea to do that, and I was like, you know what, you're dead on.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And I think that's attribute also to X is that a lot of his music, it was like he was a raw person. Yeah. So especially his early stuff, it wasn't like mastered or engineered. Yeah. He just made it and then he sent it. Mm-hmm. And so I think
there's a beauty in that.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, not a lot of people can do it.
Yeah, they make it sound good.
I just found out that 444 wasn't mastered.
444. Oh, the whole entire thing.
Whole album wasn't mastered.
Yeah, shout out to Hove.
Yeah, I just found it out, and that kind of messed me up a little bit because usually I can like pick it out. Yeah. But they did something different. They just enhanced his vocals and everything else. Like when you would hear the drums hit, you could. That's how you know. After someone tells you, and then you listen back, you're like, wow, listen to Bam. Listen to Bam on some good speakers, and you're gonna be like.
I could have sworn the story of OJ had to be mastered. That's wild.
Yeah, man.
I swore it was.
I feel like that's the wave with like the generation now and people who consume music. I think there's more of an appetite for the raw, and I also see that in media and TV shows. Like we always like to see just like as unedited as possible how entertaining, how talented can you be. Yeah. I think nowadays like we're very cognizant about covering up your ability to be artistic, to be expressive with all the editing and the tropes and stuff like that. Yeah. So I feel like, we have an obsession with freestyles. Like we love to hear that kind of stuff. We want to see the true. And I think people are looking for the true, they're looking for that juice that people, people call it the juice. I love the juice.
So do you think that we're taking a back seat to editing?
No, editing has its purpose and it'll always be there because at the end of the day, I mean, the tracks that you love the most are the smoothest, and that's because of editing. Editing brings it there, but there will always be a respect for the people that can put on a show and make a piece of art with minimal editing. Like you always have respect for somebody that just has great vocals. Like they can just turn up and hit like a chorus or hit a hook and just like it sounds amazing. Just raw. Right.
It's raw.
That is lightning in a bottle. People are looking for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like going back to grassroots, definitely.
Well, that's what a lot of grunge bands in the '90s did. It was no studio; they just played new music. They would debut it live. Yeah, like Nirvana was huge on that. Like they play new songs, and it's that grittiness. I think that's how a lot of people get their cults. Is when something sounds so raw, because then people be like, "That represents my feeling," instead of like polishing it so much.
Do you think they feel more connected with it that way?
Yeah, because some people who could be like sporadic or eccentric and stuff like that, when they hear a song like that, it triggers a certain feeling. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Right.
So
something you wouldn't feel that if you were just listening to it on Spotify.
So when you listen to a pop song on radio, it's obviously layered, so it's hitting certain points where it's like it's high here and it's low here. Whereas some of underground artist songs, it's just high everywhere or it's low everywhere, and it just sounds like a demo tape.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people love that. Yeah. Especially X's fan base, and also artists like him, like I think what's his name, Denzel Curry. That song, Ultimate.
Yeah, that was really.
I just listened to. I'm not sure if it's new. I
Cloud
just
Cobain.
It's Perks, I think is the song.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Oh, you gotta listen to it. I think it's a new Denzel Curry song. It at least says 2018, so came out this year. But that's just a song you want to go to the gym and just work out hard to,
Definitely.
That type of music is,
it's loud.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's got a loud voice. He's screaming into the mic.
It has a physical presence.
Definitely.
It's the kind of stuff that when you play it in your car, the windows are down. You get that full sound. So yeah, people love that kind of stuff, man. And I think, this is obviously maybe I'm saying something that's general, but when you make something like that, you could tell that it's authentic and you put your heart and soul into it, right? And just that alone is what makes it attractive, man. Yeah. And there's a lot of emotion in your music, and I just want to ask you, like, when you're making something, what emotion or what memory do you draw upon probably for the most inspiration? Like, what is your zone, so to speak?
It's hard to even explain that because, like the second something happens, like an event in my life, I'll try to do the song. But it actually ends up just pouring out. Like I don't sit there and write out my lyrics.
Yeah.
I just like record whatever comes to my head the next sentence. So like if I might start even in the middle of the beat.
Okay.
And then be like, okay, that's gonna structure the rest of the song, even going backwards and forward.
Nice.
It's interesting.
So you're
It's
just
wild.
hooking in where you get inspired. You don't try and go from top to bottom. It's just like, I'm inspired here. I'm going to start here.
I seen that normally I get stuck
Yeah.
when I start at the beginning.
So
Most
is
of
it
the
easy?
time.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was just say like I don't know, I'm picturing like a tree, like you're branching out. Like, you know, there's a center where you're starting with, but you know it could go anywhere.
Yeah. It's like starting a tree from the stump.
Yeah, yeah.
And not the root. It's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you were forced to take the general approach, which is to start from beginning to end, it marginalizes your creativity.
Yeah.
Right?
Because there's certain parts that I can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll hear the chorus and be like, all right, hold up, hum a little bit. A lot of it has to do with humming and just mumbling stuff until you find I find the right intervals that just it's crazy. It's just it's a wild experience.
So something.
I don't even know how to explain.
What do you think triggers you more? Is it hearing something or is it seeing something that sparks
That was
the
that's
first gear?
that was a similar question I was going to ask because Shad, when we had him on, said that he kind of sees the music in his head.
I was gonna say like to see that sound.
Mhm.
Like it's more. I feel like it has more to do personally with me. It's like I personally want to go for the sound more than the words necessarily. Like I feel like the music or production itself has to be hot first.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just filling in the most. I try to find the most basic thing to make a title out of, and then progressively make it even more basic, so that people get the message and not try to think too much about the lyrics. And then I try to dumb it down necessarily, but not like.
So you think you start out more complex, and then you start too complex, and you have to build, you know, like you said, dumb down your music so that it reaches a larger audience.
Yes, absolutely, but not like dumbing down
maybe dumb down's
to
the wrong
offend
word.
anybody.
To the point where it's
Simplify it. You
digestible.
simplify it.
Yes,
Where it's digestible.
yes, that's a good word. That's a great word to use for that.
Yeah.
Digestible, because it's like having a filet mignon. And then be like, all right, people don't really need that. Let me make some hamburgers.
Right.
Let me make some meatballs or
I
something.
think I'd take that over playing around a lot, honestly.
Dude, what is it? $21 pound now?
Depends where you get it. Sometimes it could be,
It's
it
ridiculous.
might be more.
I'll tell you the last time I've eaten that, but I think I understand what you're saying. I had a guest on here, Niles Bronson. He explained his recording process. He's a rapper, and what he would do is basically he would have the beat. So, the beat would be going, just like, and then he would just over the beat, he would go like, ba-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
Okay.
But so he wasn't saying any lyrics.
He says it's cadence.
Yeah, he
Okay.
had the cadence
Yeah.
down. So he would have like 4 minutes of cadence.
Yeah.
If you listen to it, you think he's crazy.
Right.
Because the whole thing is just him making noises.
From there, does he clip what his favorite cadence is on what part and then start from there?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
So
yeah,
he'll rap
that's-
the
yeah.
cadence right exactly at the point where it's like, okay, this is
This
where
is-
I know I'm saying this. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, da-da-da-da.
Yeah, it's
so
like-
he'll record that first.
Yeah.
And then he'll build everything off of that.
Can you explain cadence for listeners that might not know what that is?
Matter of fact, I don't even know if. Don't hold me to this, but personally, what cadence means to me, I feel like is flow,
Yeah.
repetitive flow, like
Yeah.
I would say repetitive flow.
So
but
if you-
don't hold me to that. I don't know anything.
If you
Right.
if you think, if you
I
think
definitely
about
don't.
your
It's the same,
favorite
no
your
universal
favorite
definition.
artists, everyone has their own cadence, their own pocket that they stay in.
Right.
Okay.
T-Pain kind of with the highs and lows,
Mhm.
or like Drake, he'll be like he kind of does his like he starts with that when you hear that you already know what that next you know what flow you're gonna get
Yeah,
when you
how
hear
it's gonna
that
go.
It's almost comical with Drake because it's so
It's
like in the body.
over
Yeah,
and
I once
over.
saw a music video that had like 10 minutes of Drake just going, yeah.
But like with someone less mainstream like MF Doom, it'll start off with him like clearing his throat, like he'll be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they'll just be like,
it's like, oh, I need to listen up.
right. So
It's like something's coming right now.
everyone has a little something.
Yeah.
Jadakiss is probably like the most recognizable. Yeah, that's probably like the most recognizable
His
one.
trademark
Yeah,
for sure.
So for you, because you said you do the beat first, right?
Definitely, yeah.
So when you do the beat and then you have a cadence, if it doesn't match, which one do you change first?
Which one? When you say that, you mean
So like
the
if you
beat
have
or
you have a beat and then you really love the beat, but you can't figure out a cadence that's like matching on the beat, do you switch the beat around or do you try and create a new cadence to it?
to be honest, I just put it in the vault and I just
keep
hop
it
to the
tucked.
next song. Yeah,
Keep it tucked.
because it'll find me one another day.
Yeah.
But the most hardest thing is like figuring out when to put it down. Because if I try to ruin it, it's gonna ruined song is gonna stay in my brain, and I'm never gonna be able to like do anything different on it because that's how I remember it.
Right.
And,
But even when you're saving songs like that, you're not writing them down.
very seldomly. I think the last time I just wrote something down with Shy the other day. Like that was the first time I wrote
Ever?
it down. No, not ever.
Oh,
but
I
like
was like,
in a mad long time though. Might as well
Wow.
be.
It's
Like,
not.
I mean,
it's not a part of your
on a
normal
piece of-
process.
Yo, I pulled out the piece of paper. He was like, "What are you doing? You don't do
Who
that."
are you?
That's amazing.
I don't know, man. I it's just because I could hear where I'm at,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, sometimes maybe for like slower songs or like more meaningful songs, I'll pull out the paper or I'll do it in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
But my voice notes just are flooded right now. Just that's also how I do it. Like if I hear something in my head, like while the beat is playing in my room, I'll just pull out the voice notes, be like, "Yo," and then
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
90% of those are while you're in bed. about to go to
yeah,
sleep.
no, definitely.
Yeah,
like
man.
4:00 in the morning.
Exactly.
Like if you can't sleep, I'll wake up and be like, "All right, bet."
Do you find that there's a certain time in the day where your creative process is best?
I feel like for singing, oddly enough, in the morning,
Really?
weird.
Wow.
I just because it's supposed to be backwards.
I think
Because raspiness.
because when
but
when he was going through dedication, it sounds like a lot of the album was made at like between like 12 a.m. to like 3 a.m.
that's definitely mostly true. Yeah, yeah.
Because it has a
featuring-
vibe,
featuring
and that's
that
one of
was-
them. That's one that that was the last one I think we listened to.
No, we definitely did that at night. I think it was a dumb late night, but we probably recorded clips of it in the morning. It was like it had to be.
so stupid we're late, yo.
It had to be like what 3 a.m. Oh, I see what you're saying. Morning, being late night. Yeah. I thought you meant like wake up, yo. Let me come through.
Right.
Oh hell
No,
no.
no.
Nah.
I ain't not.
Definitely.
That's dead.
Yeah, you called me
definitely-
that early. It's like, nah, bro, you need to go back to sleep.
Right.
We probably did, yeah. But yeah. When he says morning, 4 a.m. time, yes, we definitely did that around just real late times because the music like just drags you somewhere else, and it'll all be for one song
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Wow,
For one song.
that's insane.
It's a lot of work.
I
It
feel like
shows though, man.
yeah, appreciate that.
It shows though.
Appreciate it because like I feel like if the song does not get done, I'm never gonna come back to it.
Right.
That's all I feel. And then if I mess up from there, then I gotta put it down.
Even if you tuck it away into the vault.
Yeah. When I feel like it's more difficult to go back, find the inspiration, and then figure it out. Most of it is just I feel like it's just hearing certain things. Like if there's something I'm like waiting for the thought to come or the melody to come to my mind, and it's like that's the one.
Right.
It's like that's the one, and then it just builds on from there.
I feel like it's like a video game or a book. Like you've definitely had like a JRPG that you've played, but you
bro.
got to a hard part and you put it down.
Oh yeah.
And then you
like,
came back,
yeah.
and it just demolished everything.
Right.
Right.
Wait, you said JRPG?
If
You mean
if don't wanna talk about it-
JRPGs?
If you don't want to talk about it, it's okay.
JRPGs?
So,
Like almost
speaking of-
all of them?
You a gamer, Travis? You play
Yeah.
games?
Speaking of gaming, I never got past Devil May Cry 3. I promise you. And wild, right? But check this out though. I had to be like what, 9,
Fair
10,
enough.
9, 10.
Me and him talked about Kingdom Hearts back in the day. I said, bro, this
Oh,
ain't a
shit.
kid's game.
Yo, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's difficult.
It's
bro.
hard.
It's difficult.
Because I'm running through it again
I just
on
Mark,
proud mode. And I said to him, I said, bro, listen, man, yeah, I gotta throw hands
did you
with
get
the
past,
creator or
did you
something.
get past that night village place? Like,
Yes.
It's like the first. It's like low key the
We're
first.
talking Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2.
One. We're talking about
One.
one. Yeah.
And playing that game on proud mode is the worst because
Oh yeah, definitely.
they
Travis, if you could just a little bit closer.
one of the best things about 2 is that they fixed all the errors of 1.
There's
when it came
no
to
the
combat.
fact that you can't like there's once you get hit, like you're done.
Bro, listen to this, ready?
You know, there's no way to like,
Flood in.
recover from that.
If you have to get basic combat evasions unlocked to progress the game,
Yeah.
I need a fair one. Like, because that's not right, bro. You don't get to Alice in Wonderland before you get the slide
Oh yeah.
or the roll
Uh-huh.
Nah, that's what
on proud mode.
you get to Tarzan World and Clayton is melting.
Yeah,
and
you-
you're like,
That's what
"What
I
are
was
you
thinking
block,
of.
bro?"
Yo, you want to know something crazy? Check this out. So
What's
I
up,
didn't.
man?
So in proud mode, because I don't think I ever played proud mode. So I accidentally turned on the no XP gain, right? So I was wondering for a while.
Wait,
I was
what do you
like-
mean no XP game?
Like you can't level
You
up.
can't level up.
why the fuck would you do that?
It's proud mode. But I didn't know I turned it on because I thought it was because how Kingdom Hearts 1 does it when it's not clicked in, it's on. When it's clicked in, it's
So
off
let me
or something
ask
like that.
real quick. I'm just
Wanna
trying
know
to
how far I got?
understand. I'm just trying
As a
to.
level 5, Tarzan. As a level 5,
I thought you just said you don't level up.
Well, I didn't.
He didn't.
I didn't. I got to Tarzan at level 5. You know what level you're supposed to be at Tarzan? Like roughly,
What?
like 15 to 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's wild.
So I was getting hit by one hit, and I was like, yo, like.
I'm just
what's
thinking
really
like
good?
somehow if you progress to like the final battle.
Oh
how
no,
you would-
I turned it off, and then I went back to gain my XP so I could beat the boss because I wasn't beating him.
There are
I
people
was-
that have done similar things though. Like there are people that have beaten Kingdom Hearts 1 with just the first Keyblade you get. Like people,
That's interesting.
you know, that game is one of the most played games in PS2.
and those people are sadomasochists.
yeah, of course. But yeah, you were
Like,
talking
they
about
they like pain.
yeah, Travis. You were talking about how you played games when you were a kid, and I just kind of want to ask you, you know, how early was music introduced into your life, man, and how did that go? Like, how did that help you through growing up and stuff like that, man?
All right. So I'm gonna start the story off by saying this. My father is a choir director and a pianist, and my mom sings. So real early on, I was either like 3 years old at a choir rehearsal, just absorbing all of this stuff, and just it. There's things that just echo in my mind even to this day, that just melodies and catching on to them and holding on to them. I think that definitely just it made me more aware of what's going on, especially in video games.
Yeah.
There's some dope music in video
Final
games.
Fantasy X, bro.
Oh my
yeah.
god, man.
Intro to Final Fantasy X is an icon.
Totally, Legend
Oh
of
my
Zelda.
God.
All the music in Legend of Zelda is sick.
Mario.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, sir.
Mario, yeah.
how many times was that beat sampled in
Oh.
rap?
Stop.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's crazy.
it's so many.
I mean, if we're
Wow.
thinking Kingdom Hearts Simple and Clean, like I used to listen to that all the
Got on
time.
my
as a
phone.
kid.
It's downloaded.
Yeah, oh, he knows it.
Yo,
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
that's wild.
For those,
So what, the
in
inspiration?
case people can't hear, Shad is sitting on the couch. Said that Wonder was inspired by Simple and Clean from Kingdom Hearts, which is
Go
Huge.
back and listen to Final Fantasy by Drake. Can you tell
Oh,
where
is
that
it?
sample's from?
No, I
Oh.
didn't, and I was trying to figure it out. What
Final
was
Fantasy.
it? No way.
Yeah, it's
what-
a
what-
intro.
I didn't
one,
think it
though?
was. I didn't think it was.
Do you know how all of them kind of have the
Oh, the
same?
scale, the boom, yeah.
That's in the
Okay.
song.
So that's the universal.
It's sped up a little bit, and the
Yeah.
tone's a little different. But people like you don't name that song Final Fantasy for no reason.
That's not the first time he did that either. No,
Um,
Donkey Kong he did for what Six God Six what was that?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking
Is
about,
that,
right?
Yeah, Six
Five
Man?
Eight?
Six Man, yes.
Six Man.
I think it was Six.
no, it's Six
Six
God.
God?
There's
Is it
Six
Six
Man, but Six God
Which
was the
one's
song.
Six God?
Yeah, it was on. If you're reading
Was
this,
it
it's too
Views?
late.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was on Views.
yeah.
No, definitely.
It's a great
Is
song.
that running through?
It's Donkey Kong.
Mm.
Oh,
Hotline Bling was.
wasn't that Mario Sunshine?
Did they find no? Because
Drum did
Yeah.
it first.
You know, I don't
And
see Drake.
Hotline Bling was sampled from a pre-existing song, but it wasn't a video game song. I remember I was researching that sample one day because I was very curious as to where it came from. But Shad might be right. I think one of the sounds in there is from Super Mario, maybe Sunshine. Because you're talking about the organs, and there's like a lot of these
Yes.
like happy, sunny organs in that.
And
So you might
it
be
reminds
right.
it brings me back to my frustration in 2005
Mario Sunshine
with Mario
is
Sunshine.
probably my favorite.
Really?
Wait, did you ever beat Mario Sunshine?
No.
I didn't beat it. No, I don't think anybody actually like
No,
completed
I got-
every
it's
single.
the same
'cause there's a
thing
lot
as-
of goals. There's
It's
a lot of
the
set
same-
of
it's
goals.
the same-
No.
Yeah, man.
See, it's the same thing with Kingdom Hearts. Everyone loves Kingdom Hearts, but no one beat it when they were a kid.
Yeah, Mario Sunshine was that weird game where the water mechanic
Yeah.
was amazing. It was so much fun, but also the most frustrating part of the
It
game.
was ahead of its
Just-
time.
Yeah, it was just like I'm thinking of those big worlds where like go vertical.
Yeah.
Where the water's only at the bottom, so you gotta really use your water sparingly before you get to the next point, or else you're never gonna make it.
And that's another one of those games everybody had. Like if you had PlayStation 2, you had Kingdom Hearts. But if you had a GameCube, you had Mario Sunshine.
No
You know, like,
question.
that's
If you
one
had
of those games
GameCube, you
you
had Pokemon XD,
Oh,
Mario Sunshine,
Super
and you
Smash
had-
Brothers.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that Melee?
Yeah, Melee.
Melee, yeah.
Yeah.
Of
which
course.
is the best one?
You had that.
That's
Agreed.
the best
What
one.
was the one on the Wii?
Um,
Brawl.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Solid Snake in
like
it,
Brawl?
though.
I'm not a Smash guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh,
I'm trash at
ooh.
the game, bro.
Pikmin?
I'm
Did
bad.
you guys play Pikmin?
That wasn't.
I didn't
my,
play
that
it
wasn't
too
my
much.
speed.
No.
Oh man, I beat
didn't
both
play it.
games 100%. Like that was
Of course you did.
100% my
Isn't
speed.
that when you
course
like
you did,
heard
Yup.
you heard a bunch of
You're a little red spaceman with a little red
just heard
ball on
people-
your head.
Omar, man, he's the fucking
What's his name?
man.
Omar,
Omar.
Captain Omar.
Wait,
Listen, hold on, check this out.
His
So
name is Omar.
Olimar.
Oh,
Olimar.
I thought his name was Omar.
Yeah, pronounce it correctly.
Maybe that'll be the
I was
next
like, yo,
character. I don't know.
that's
Let's write
fire.
to
Here's the thing about
let's write to Nintendo.
Here's
See
the
what they
thing
think.
about Ryan that's amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude.
You're like, yo, let me get that game.
Yo, fire. I would buy
Ryan,
that.
Ryan has by far the best memory I've ever met on a person.
For real?
They're being modest.
Last episode,
Okay. I'm ready.
we found out that he had obsession with Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon, right?
Name a few things. Yeah.
I'd go toe to
And
toe
yeah,
with you on
no.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, here
Really?
we're gonna get a part two.
We
'cause
try
guess
to.
what?
you try
No,
to-
with the
you
facts.
try
With the
to-
facts.
you try to
Not
the
the
shadow
bit.
realm, bro. I'll fucking take you there. Let's go.
Bring out the dual
Bro,
disc.
he was name
He
dropping.
had one, bro.
I had
He
one.
had
I
one.
bought
He
that
was
shit.
Name
from-
dropping episodes, the number, the title of them, and what happened.
All right, I'm not that good.
It was amazing.
It was a really important time in my life
And then,
for
and then
anyone
they were
listening.
talking about the Digimon movie that came out in '90.
No, Digimon is a
It
little
came
ahead
in like
of my time.
2000
Oh,
something,
2000.
2001 maybe,
that was
2003, something
we
like that.
were cracking up.
Digimon-
This is
It was
amazing.
too funny.
Digimon is a little ahead of my time. I know my cousin was into it, but like.
In
yes.
what way?
Like, what? When did it come out? 90.
Dude, that I don't know. I just remember watching.
It was not.
as
It
a
was
kid.
early. It was way before Yu-Gi-Oh though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
was.
okay, so I look at it like SpongeBob came out in '94. This is gonna sound crazy.
Wait,
Yo,
it did?
Hold on. Yeah, it
Yeah,
came out in
SpongeBob,
'94.
that's another.
SpongeBob came out in
amazing show.
'94,
That's almost
and
as
then
old as me.
Pokemon came out in the U.S.
Hold
in
on.
1997, I believe.
I want to say '96
I
was
think it
when Red and Blue came out.
In Japan or America,
America.
and TV show might have been the following year or 2 years after.
I could
That's
see
usually how
that.
it happens.
Don't quote me on the year, but I'm pretty sure '96.
But I think Digimon came to America when we were in like first grade, maybe kindergarten.
Maybe.
So and you guys are I think 3 years. So that is like that's like the generation gap because generation gap is like 4.
Oh, I see. That's fair.
So
Were you guys like really into Digimon?
I was.
No, I wasn't.
Because like
I was
if-
really
if
into
you
it. Yeah.
all right, then my Digimon is Pokemon.
That was
Or-
like
yeah.
that was my fix when Pokemon was like not in season. You know,
Oh, okay, I see what you're
like
saying.
when I was waiting for Gold and Blue or Gold and Silver to come out. When I was waiting for Ruby and Sapphire. You know.
See,
But,
Pokemon was so dope. I don't know if I like the direction they're headed.
I remember.
Because there's a lot of aspects now.
Oh,
you can change your
can't
Pokemon
even-
hair.
I can't even keep up
I didn't
with
know you could do
all
that.
the Pokemon. Like I've stopped. Do you keep track with the new ones? Because they all just
I
seem
saw-
like the same thing to
I
me.
saw Pikachu with a bowl cut.
A bowl cut.
Yeah.
There's like.
I didn't know. I wasn't messing
Why
with
they
it.
cut all his yellow hair everywhere?
No,
at the
not
top of his
everywhere.
head?
No, he has everything else. It's just like lumps
a
of a
J-pop
bowl
band?
cut.
Yeah.
Just on his forehead like a scroll.
Yeah, Pokemon's getting real customizable,
Yeah.
especially with like Pikachu.
Detective
I like
Pikachu. Like, what's that
The
about?
only cool thing I think recently is like you could transfer your Pokemon from the Go app
That's
into
lit.
your
Yeah,
Switch.
Really?
Isn't
That's
that like
lit.
the? It's like a World Trade app kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, but I don't know if you could play as them though. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
If you could battle them, that'd be fine.
Well, I know in the new one they're giving you Mew pretty much, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's lame.
What's the point? It took me
Seriously,
years.
yo, I
It took me
had
years
to
to
go.
get
I had to go to like.
Bro, no, that's real. 'cause
real,
I remember
yeah.
I don't
This is
remember what the
funny.
first one he
There's
came
very
in.
specific
I had to go to
things
a
you
mall
had to do
event.
to
Yes.
get every
I
Pokemon.
remember Mew
Yes.
back in when the Game Boy Pokemon and their voices were pixelated, and when you saw him and he did that sound, it was like it didn't even sound right. It didn't even sound like a sound.
Mew, you couldn't even get.
Those are the
It's-
days, man.
Yeah, dude, it sounded like a 9-inch nail song.
You'd open up the Pokedex and you're like, I wonder what Bulbasaur sounds like. It's like,
Yeah.
like for real?
Yeah, wait, what Magmar sound like?
This isn't.
Magmar?
Yo.
That's
This
what it
is
is
No. This is like from the TV
He's talking
series.
about the anime.
Yeah. No, he's just like Magmar. Like that's literally what he sounded like as he's fighting Charizard. And I was just like, you know what? This is my show.
That's wild.
This is what.
That's wild.
You know what's crazy?
What's up,
The
Shad?
switch over from like if you watch Pokemon first and then got
Oh,
the game.
oh, you're like,
you
what
were
is
so
this?
confused
Like,
about
what is
it.
this?
Well, I mean, the
Why?
show
You
was
could go to the
made.
Pokemon Center anytime.
The show was made for the video game, right? Just to sell it.
That's wild.
I never played the trading cards.
But,
Yeah, I didn't get
watched-
that.
I didn't
don't
I
understand
watched
it.
the Pokemon anime first, and like
Oh,
I
yeah.
got the game,
Yeah.
and like
Oh, that's
I
a
wanted
good-
my Pikachu to
Say Pikachu?
Yeah, you're like Pikachu doesn't sound like
And
this.
didn't he sound like static or something?
What?
He sounded like static.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like something like that.
That's exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I
Yeah.
can picture it in my head.
That's a good question because now I'm
So
thinking
distorted.
which one came first for me. I don't remember if I played the game first or watched it.
Oh.
Because I honestly can't
If
remember.
it was that early on, then yeah. You
'Cause
probably
how-
watched it before you played the game, but just by accident.
I don't think I did because I think
I saw the cards first, man. I
You
saw
saw
the
them
cards
first?
first, then I saw the Game Boy, and then I saw it on TV.
do you recall what year it was?
I was in kindergarten, so I was in first grade in
That's 1999.
2000, so
1999.
1999.
Yeah,
is when,
starting
That's when I was like, whoa, Pokemon's real.
and it blew up.
Where
was a
can I
little-
buy one?
little
I remember
late.
watching that as a kid and seeing all the news controversy of it, like Christians wouldn't let their kids play because
yeah,
like
'cause
it's like
heard
enslaving animals and
They
things
said the
like
same
that.
thing about
like-
Yu-Gi-Oh! It's
Yeah.
like demons or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
well that's more. I can agree with
Well,
that. Like, they might have been onto something there because it's pretty fucking weird
But
sometimes.
Pokemon are like the harmless, the
Yeah,
most harmless
so
thing. Yeah.
Pokemon.
So when I tried killing off
word
Charmander.
Pokemon, Japanese
True.
translation means pocket monster.
Yeah.
Mm.
But mon, as the root word in kanji Japanese, means demon. But see, demon and monster are synonymous in the Japanese culture sometimes. So when you bring it over here in the West, like people are like, "What? Like pocket demon? I'm not down with that. My kid's gonna have a demon in his
bump
pocket."
that.
What would
So there's a lot
Jesus
of
think
problems.
about that?
But there were the seizures
You
too.
probably have a Mew.
Right.
He probably have a view.
too.
You think that'd be his
Right.
Pokemon?
Jesus Pokemon be
he-
Lugia.
Boss.
Yeah, Jesus. Mew 3. Jesus. That means Jesus is
created-
cheating in the game. Like,
You
if
know
I
who-
went up against Jesus in like a one-on-one
you know who-
battle and he had Mew 3, I'd be like, oh fuck.
You know who Jesus
on.
was in Pokemon? He was the ghost of Red at the end of Emerald or Silver, whatever it was. When we got to the
that was
mountain.
Red. Oh my
That's
god.
Pokemon's god.
Yeah,
Yeah, someone
Remember
told me that like he's like a ghost there. I always thought he was
he's
just
dead,
like
bro.
he was like a nomad.
Because you
I
get
thought
to
he was just like there.
Shelby just took a sip of water and like
Dead.
said he's dead, like he's about to tell like a tale.
DUD dead. You remember he gets to the top of the mountain, there's a mist, and then he appears. You beat him, then he disappears.
Yeah.
I just
That's
thought he
so
was
wild.
embarrassed.
Ghost.
That was just me though.
That's so wild.
So back to your music real quick.
Yeah,
Did
my fault. We got
Pokemon
distracted.
influence that at all?
That happens a lot here,
Super
man.
sidetracked. What were you saying?
What was the question again?
I
I'm
was
sorry.
saying back to your music since we're talking about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Did that influence your music at all? Do you have any shout outs to
That'd be
Pokemon?
amazing if it did.
Because I heard the DBZ shout out and I think it was Dark Knight Anthem. You talk about
I said,
you're supposed to be Goku, but really you're Majin Buu. I think was the line.
Bar.
Jesus.
That is a bar right there.
That's-
Yeah.
That's wild. I haven't yet with Pokemon. They might.
You got any other Easter eggs in your songs?
Easter eggs?
Other like anime shows or
Yeah.
video game references?
Not recently. But
Because that
I've really
seems
been
hot
wanting-
right now in hip hop.
I've really been wanting to. Like I remember I used to do that more back then, and I'm trying to like clean up the corniness.
Mm-hmm.
So make it sound hot, but still be like, all right, I'm a nerd still, but make it sound hot at the
Facts.
same time. Because if it doesn't sound hot, it's like, yo, what? You just made a song all about, going to going to catch them all. It was
I
wild.
would argue that like music like yours though is making nerds cool. Like I feel like the
Yeah.
culture now is it's cool to be nerdy to an extent, right?
Bro,
To an
I-
extent, yeah.
I
that's-
think
to
we
an
said this on
extent.
the episode before.
Mhm.
It's amazing how anime is now becoming pop culture because of hip hop.
Dog. All those X, I don't know if it was his idea, but you type in anime and his music is just
Yeah.
You know who I think
every
honestly
single thing.
got it mainstream?
Yeah.
I think it was Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay. That's
think
fair.
about it.
That's
Think
fair.
about it. His album covers were Scott Pilgrim Saved the World.
Yeah.
He made himself as a
Which is,
characterization in
which
that.
is
Yeah, yeah.
interesting
He
because it's
was
not
like
even anime though. It was well technically it's
Well,
manga, right?
It was
Or-
definitely really. It was,
Was
okay.
it a manga?
So
It was a manga first,
Scott
right?
Pilgrim is a Canadian graphic
yeah.
novel that was highly
Oh.
inspired by manga. Like it takes
Okay.
all of its tropes from anime. But yeah, he was
Yeah.
like a black Scott Pilgrim,
Yeah,
which
he's
I
a
thought
black
was
Scott
awesome. With, like
Pilgrim.
the purple hair.
Yeah.
It was really really cool.
Yeah, and so and his music video for P's and Q's.
Yeah.
It
He
was-
was the anime.
It was a whole
Yeah.
anime. It was
Yeah.
like bleeding in and out, and a
The
lot of his early music
ending.
videos were like
Yeah.
anime. And he like I think I can credit to him and Kanye and Kid Cudi. Those are like the three that
Yeah.
come to my mind when I think.
I know what
and
Travis is
Wu-Tang
saying
as well.
because Travis was talking about X with his anime videos. See,
I didn't know he had any.
Yeah, X would just have the aesthetic going on. So sipping tea in your hood, if you look that up, the video is anime clip of someone reloading a gun, and that's the whole thing over and over again. And it's Ritsuko from Evangelion. I watched the episode
You love
the other day by
Evangelion?
accident,
Bro, he's been
and I
saying
was
this
like,
so much lately.
and I was
gotta
like,
watch
I was
it.
like, wow. So he watched the episode and just took 20 seconds out of it and just looped it through the whole entire thing.
Which
Really?
is genius.
It's awesome.
I mean, not only is it dope to look at, because that's
Yeah.
stuff you want. I mean, that's stuff you kind of want to see.
Right.
Something that inspired like hip hop and anime. This even goes back to like y'all remember Samurai Champloo?
Yeah.
Dog,
Again, that's my
Nujabes
I never
on,
watched that
on
one.
every
Fair.
fight scene, man.
Yeah.
Nujabes with his hot beats, yo, it's crazy.
Mhm.
I visited his grave when I was in Japan.
No way.
Yeah.
How does it look?
It was pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's
Whose grave?
there was flowers in there. Nujabes.
Nujabes?
Seba Jun was a Japanese hip hop producer that was pretty influential. Him and Jay Dilla kind of have like this really deep influence in the beat making community.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to see first off the cemetery he was buried last time I went to Japan, and his actual grave, which is
Wow.
cool. So
When did he pass?
2010. 2010. I think it was November
He's
2010. He was
also
in a
credited as
car
being
crash
a
in
heavy
Tokyo.
influence of adult Toonami when it first
Well,
started,
yeah.
right?
So Shinichiro Watanabe's anime Samurai Champloo,
Love it. It's my favorite.
that whole soundtrack was done by a Japanese hip hop producer named Fat John, another one named Tsuchi, and also Nujabes. So they did all that. They did all the beats for that, and they also had Shingo 2, which is a Japanese rapper, Funky DL, which is another rapper from England that hooked up with Nujabes based off of his beats. So it's really like a global community of rappers and Japanese-based hip-hop producers that did all the music for that anime. And that soundtrack is super expensive if you try and find Samurai Champloo volumes 1 and 2. It's like really sought after, but it's beautiful, man.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, yeah.
Is this
They
on
had-
vinyl?
Is it on Spotify? I mean, I know the physical copy must
Probably
be
won't be able to
expensive.
find it on
Really?
Spotify, no.
Not like
crazy.
maybe the best copy. You could probably get it
You know,
torrented or whatever.
like soundtracks for like shows. Like I was telling you guys, I just found a SpongeBob Spotify playlist of all the background music on
Oh my
SpongeBob,
God.
dude.
Like,
I'm listening. Yeah, exactly. Like you know the Krusty Krab theme. Like it's
Yeah.
like I can't even think of how I'm.
The
gonna
only
do it
one
right
I
now,
remember is doom 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 doom.
Well,
Like
dude,
that one.
Yeah.
Well,
What
And I
is-
hated that show. I
you hated
it.
SpongeBob?
Bro. Because all
I
right,
thought
so
you just,
No
you just
way.
brought it
Listen
up.
to this.
You just
No
brought
way.
it
no,
up.
because
What are you, my mom?
it is quotable. But listen to this.
Is it
When
quotable? I know
Rugrats was
every
on
word.
top, Rugrats is number one.
that's fine.
SpongeBob
They're bringing that
was
back.
second.
Yeah, I heard that.
Wait. When SpongeBob came back out, like, what do you mean? Like,
Well,
how was
SpongeBob-
it second?
So I'm in that camp that was like, nah, SpongeBob, take a seat.
Okay.
Rugrats is still on TV.
But when it got cut, it became number
nah,
one.
SpongeBob, still take a seat. Rocket Power's on.
Nah, Rocket Power's
Rocket
cool,
Power's
but
dope, but it's no SpongeBob,
was
bro.
an era. Everyone quotes SpongeBob.
It's no SpongeBob.
Everyone.
Yeah, I
It's
was at
no
a
SpongeBob.
Yeah,
man.
Travis. I agree with what Travis is saying. I was at a party 2 nights ago, and SpongeBob came up, and I said, "How does it feel that no matter how old we get, like as a generation, we'll always be able to reference SpongeBob with each other?
It's
Like,
amazing.
it's like a
It
common.
connects
It's a
us all.
common
No,
language.
because
we all have.
I would say SpongeBob got funnier as we're older because I love going on Twitter and people using SpongeBob memes. Because
Oh,
I'll
Oh,
see
yeah,
this
definitely.
one thread,
God,
someone's
bro.
going on a rant about something, and someone will put as like the first comment, like, "Oh, brother, this guy stinks."
Or
Bro, that is funny. Without context,
wild.
SpongeBob is hysterical
Wild.
without context.
you
because
guys
it's
remember-
random, bro.
It's so
so random.
Or like, yo, Andrew, I'm about to hit you with something. I don't. Please tell me you remember this.
He's gonna spit his water out.
Yo, listen. Please tell me. Please tell me. Do you remember when we went to the Dark Knight movie premiere release?
Yeah,
Do you remember what my ringtone was on my phone at that time?
Ah, you're gonna make.
Bro, we're in a theater,
Did
right?
we go to the one? It was the triple feature.
The
we were
triple
watching.
triple feature.
So yeah, Sheldon and I went to the movie theaters to see all
All of
3 of
them?
the Dark Knights back to back.
Oh wow,
Bro,
that's intense.
you know what I had on my phone? I had when SpongeBob and Patrick went to the guy's house selling chocolate.
Oh Jesus.
So I was this is when we were like juvenile, bro. So I was purposely in the theater, just going, "Where's chocolate, chocolate?" Just screaming
theater?
In the theater.
Yo, you ballsy.
I think I did that in like 3 movies, and oh man, it was just dumb.
Was anybody else in the theater?
Of course,
That was a
Like
ton of
Matt was
people.
packed.
Yeah.
sold out.
Did anybody else like say it with you? Like come in agreements with?
Nah,
like,
man, it was just like I got chuckles out of it, but it was like stupid. Like I thought it was funny, and I hated the show.
To this day, we don't know why that character
how-
reacted that way.
That's wild.
You're right. Oh my
It's
god.
He's got some issues.
Yeah,
SpongeBob without context is funny.
Do you remember the episode where like Flats the Flounder, where like he wants to kick SpongeBob's butt?
Is that the guy who hides the pickles under his tongue?
No, that's
It's not.
That's a different.
They
dude.
look the same
Different
though.
dude. Yeah, that's Bubble Bass.
Okay.
But anyway,
he knows
definitely
way
is
too
his
much.
name.
You
Flats
should
the
be a rapper,
Flounder.
bro, because your references would be tough.
Flats.
my God.
Maybe I'll try it one day.
Your references would be
But
crazy.
Flats the Flounder, dude, he wants to kick SpongeBob's butt, and like there's like 3 or 4 times in the episode.
What
where
episode
SpongeBob-
number is this?
I don't know
If
that.
you hit me
That-
right
Stop
there,
counting.
I was
Stop
leaving.
counting, man. Let him talk.
No, if he
Anyway.
said the number, I was leaving.
It had to be like
I
what,
actually don't know
season
that,
7?
but SpongeBob like runs away screaming like 3 or 4 times during the episode, and he's just like, "Help! Help! He's still gonna kick my butt!" And, like, and then the entire city like looks over, and they're just like, "How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?" And then like, they just
he's on the walker.
yeah,
right?
he's always just like, "I love the young people."
Wait. Isn't that he's got a specific name too.
I don't
Old
know
Man
his name.
Jenkins.
Yeah, that's it. My man, he knows it. Old Man Jenkins. But yeah, so moral of the story, SpongeBob was a great show, and I found this playlist.
Yeah, Sheldon, I gotta agree with
And-
him. I can't do Rugrats over SpongeBob. SpongeBob's the best, yo.
Bro,
Rugrats is funny, but it's like dry at the same time. Bro.
Yeah.
Can you wait? Can it,
Like
real
they're
quick,
iconic characters.
Play
Bro,
it, just play it
when
far
they
away
did
from the
when
mic
they
if you're
did
gonna do it.
when
Like,
they
play
did
it
the
right over
Jewish
here.
episode, that's iconic.
I just want you guys.
When
to,
Tommy
like,
was
actually listen to
ooh,
it.
no one
Go
come
for
for
it.
me.
No, I'll say
for me.
this. I'll say this though. Rugrats movies beat out any SpongeBob movie.
I think there's only
What, the
Rugrats
Paris
is
one?
talking about
Both
Paris.
of them.
Yeah,
Both
let's
Paris.
talk
and,
about
and
Paris.
Oh, and
the
you're
OG.
you're forgetting another one. Wait,
The OG, the very
The first one is when they get
did
lost.
SpongeBob
with
and the
Bill.
Wild Thornberries do a crossover? What
That
movie
was
was that?
that was like the third
What?
movie.
Who was that? Was that? Did I say SpongeBob? I didn't mean
Rugrats
SpongeBob.
Go Wild or
Rugrat-
something like
Yes.
that. Like that sounds wrong. I
it's
definitely not that.
They did. Wasn't it 3 mashups? Or was it just 2?
There's a crossover between Rugrats and the Wild Thornberries.
Rocket Power did one. Rocket Power did
With
one
who?
with someone. I don't remember who it was, but it was someone in that art style that looked like Rocket Power.
I remember there was the Rugrats and Wild Thornberries. There was the Jimmy Neutron and the
Timmy Turner?
Fairly Odd
Very
Parents.
first, yeah.
What about That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana? Remember?
Oh my.
I didn't watch that
Don't
one.
forget,
That was something I wanted to forget.
don't forget Danny Phantom though.
Was there a crossover?
was-
Fairly
yeah.
Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Because
They
it's the same
crossed.
creator.
Wait,
They crossed
when did
over
they
in
cross
the
over
game,
that?
too.
I don't remember that at all.
Memory might be shoddy today, Mr.
Yeah,
You might be a little off today.
but like, no. Well, what's the story of that one? Does Danny Tanner get Fairly Odd Parents?
Bro,
And
I don't know. I just remember seeing like pictures of it. See, like you can explain the plot and stuff of this. Like I just remember like just
Dimsdale
seeing the
Dimmadome.
trailer for it. Yeah.
oh, Doug Dimmadome. I
Yeah,
love.
don't
that
let me
dude.
dip into Timmy Turner right now.
Philadelphia.
To be turd.
So yeah, that's cool. There are definitely obviously a lot of influences going on
Definitely.
from cultural media. You know, we just talked about that a little bit. But what about like some real life stuff, Travis? I mean, you don't have to talk too much in detail, but how much do like real life events and encounters that you've had, how much of that makes it to your music?
I would say a lot. Definitely a lot. For the more emotional songs and the feel songs, definitely
Yeah.
lady situations for sure. For sure.
Any recent situations?
Oh man, I can't disclose that information.
Yeah.
You tried to. It was about to slip too.
Why do you think those
Definitely.
resonate so much as opposed to other topics?
I mean, I guess it might have to do with the your passion / you know what I'm saying, drive, you know, to the opposite sex. It's like, yeah, or depending on how y'all operate. I don't want to exclude anybody to whatever sex.
He does not discriminate.
Such a crazy way
What
to say
what
that.
he
Yeah,
meant, what
not
he
trying
meant
to
say
exactly.
is based off your preference.
Exactly, based on your preference.
Inclusive. His music is for everyone.
We appreciate that, man.
Hey, yeah, that's
Do you think?
Hey, man.
Do you think?
Would you say, Shad?
So relationship sucks. That's why we all gravitate to it.
Okay.
yeah, that's a discussion.
It's like
That's a long
common
discussion.
place that we all go to be honest.
I would say it makes it the most, like you said, calm and relatable. You know,
Yeah.
people are having a bad time, and then they hear an artist who, you know, they kind of, when it comes to music, we always hold artists to obviously a pedestal or higher up than ourselves, and when we realize that they're going through the same thing as us, it's like they're still human.
I think the two breakup songs that really hit these past years was the Post Malone one,
Ooh,
and then
fall apart.
Who heard him?
Oh.
Because
Was that this year or was that
Bro,
the last?
that
year?
was
that
2
from-
years
is
ago.
that
2 years
from-
ago.
What's the
wild.
new one?
Da, 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 da,
Yeah, I'm
da.
thinking like beer bongs.
easier
Oh my
said
God.
than done.
But whoever wait
Is
for
that the one?
tell me that it's all okay.
With the guitar, yes.
Is it all okay?
Oh
Tell me
my God, what is
Is Alpha's new album?
Yes.
Oh,
That song.
I
is-
love how you guys
It's
are
Jesus,
musicians,
bro.
and that's how you know the
I
songs.
don't
You
know the
it from
word.
the cadence. They nailed it from cadence.
Yeah. I love
You
that.
should have said what you
Oh wait, what is that?
Don't break your back
Yeah, it's
for
like
me.
it's true.
I'll pull you out of your misery. Is it called Misery?
No, it's not.
Shad's on it right now. Shad's on it right now, and
What
Ryan's on
is
it.
it?
Just know that
Whatever it
the
was, it
internet
was-
here is so bad, guys.
I did, to be honest.
I know I'm like going up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's a dead zone down here.
The weirdest thing is like
I'm gonna find
that.
it.
I didn't really like the album too much.
Post Malone.
Neither
Stay.
did.
And
It's
then
called
that
Stay.
song was like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
fine with this.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm just
simple. Just acoustic guitar.
Bro, that song
Played
is
on.
amazing.
It was on one. I don't know much about the guitar, but it was one note, right?
Yeah, the
whole song.
doom, 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 doom.
The
doom.
song is called Stay.
Oh, there we go.
Wow, I
Wait,
think
what?
we
Does he
it
say
too.
stay in the song?
Tell me that it's all down. He said it somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Oh, right before.
So won't count on me to stay a little longer. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
let me
it's
show you this.
Wow.
That was a lot of digging.
World premiere.
What song is this?
What song is this? But yeah, I feel like the breakup songs are hitting this year. And then what's the other one? Easier said than done. I thought you were no one listened to.
Oh.
Lucid Dreams.
Sit in my head.
Lucid Dreams, yeah.
Lucid Dreams. I love
Isn't that something
watching.
funny, bro?
It's
the-
weird.
I love watching the meme kind of videos that people make of
Oh,
like
dude.
crying to that song. It's
Wild.
so funny.
Now,
bro.
I don't want to shit on an artist's integrity
Okay.
ever.
Interesting.
But
I like where this is going.
I try not to.
I like where this is
But
going.
sometimes we gotta call a spade a spade.
Go ahead.
Why is my man stealing Post's flow, cadence,
Post?
uh,
Post Malone?
Juice WRLD?
You think he's still in
Bro,
Post?
that song "Lucid Dreams" sounds like could have been
I
on
thought
Beer
you
Bomb.
were
and
the
Venom.
one. Wow.
Think about it. Listen
Wow.
to the cadence. Listen to the flow.
I didn't even think of- I
I
didn't
told
even
my
think
boy. I told my boy. I said this could be a Post Malone song. He even
Wow.
sounds like Post.
A little bit, yeah.
And I love the song, and I enjoyed the album, but it's like, bro, like, Post. Let's be real. Post did build a lane for himself.
Oh,
Like, I don't think he sounds like.
I would
anyone else,
I would say
really.
a path has been made for Post.
Okay.
Just because
Yeah.
that Kylie Jenner bump definitely helped.
What was the Kylie Jenner bump?
Like she posted his this was like White Iverson type stuff. He played at her birthday party
Oh, did he really?
or something like
Wow.
that.
Oh,
That
I
just
did not know that.
Every-
everything
either.
everything was just
Well, you're going way deep. I forgot. About
This was
that
like
song.
2
That was
years.
a great song.
yeah. It was like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
So and I
It's wild.
and I don't want to say shit on their integrity because Post's stuff. I think it's very. I don't think it's like anything
I'm gonna go dip.
outlandish or crazy. I think it's very simple what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Like keeps within the same count. A lot of his songs sound the same, which is my issue with him. So because of that, I think it is easy to. I don't want to say copy. I don't want to use that word copy or plagiarize, but it is easy to be in the same pocket as him.
His music sounds very similar.
When
and
I hear
not
Juice WRLD, that
necessarily-
album, I'm like, after the fifth song, I'm like, damn, bro. I was like,
I didn't listen to the album yet. I'm drawing.
But do you think that might have something
need
to
to.
do with just following a mentor? Like seeing someone doing something you
See,
really
that's different.
respect.
You mean like getting inspired by him?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because I'll give you a good example. Travis Scott. Travis Scott is heavily inspired by Kid Cudi and Kanye West.
It
And
sounds
you
completely
you
different. right?
It sounds completely different, but at the
Yeah.
same time, you can hear where it starts. And like when you hear a song, you can hear, especially because he's an 808 like
Dog.
god.
He's wild.
So when you hear a song, you're like, oh, I can see Kanye making this if Kanye
Mm-hmm.
decided to go dark this day. So that's like the
I
only
hope-
thing I had about Juice WRLD.
I hope Travis gives us like the album,
What
like
actually-
that.
It's coming
that
out soon, right?
No, like that album, like the one that's gonna be like, yo, we're gonna remember this.
Well,
Okay.
doesn't
Like,
he
we're
have,
going
doesn't
to-
he have a new one
I
coming
don't know
out
if it
soon?
was.
I don't
I think
think
it could.
so.
I think it could have a wider reach
Which one?
though.
Which one, Chad?
I want Travis to be on top 10 for
That
the
album
next.
right there, that was his one. I don't think he can top that.
Really?
If that,
Oh,
if
there you
that's, if that's his
Interesting.
peak, then that's
Is that
a
the
good
one?
peak.
I know.
Has,
Right. I don't want. Here's the thing. I don't want it to be his peak.
2000. You had me.
It was fire.
Like,
You had me.
No, it definitely wasn't.
Like, just,
And then that album also gave us Nav. No one knew who Nav was.
Oh my god.
Anyway, and a leader.
Is
And I
Nav with
kinda went down
OVO?
like a sweet-
Nav is with OVO, right? No.
EXO.
We get
EXO.
EXO. Yeah. Yeah.
Best R&B artist since Michael Jackson.
Is EXO under OVO?
Hell no.
That was a weird situation too.
OVO wishes it could be EXO.
EXO and OVO split up. That whole situation. Like,
Good.
EXO the Weeknd?
yeah.
Okay.
But like that whole situation, I don't understand it.
He had Drake had a diss track back in I want to say, it was after Take Care.
Yeah.
I
Because
think
the
it was
Weeknd
about
wrote the whole album.
Yeah, basically.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard, and I don't understand
It's
how
all
that.
speculation.
Right. But
I'm
like,
part of the EXO camp.
yeah. All right.
So
you vibe with EXO more than OVO?
oh my, bro.
Right now?
Right now, since
Okay.
since
Interesting.
2011.
Who else is in EXO?
EXO, you have Belly. then
I've
you
heard.
have
Yeah.
Nav.
Okay. Nav.
I think there's one more, but I don't
Other
know
than
who
The
it is.
Weeknd.
Yeah, I think there's one more. But OVO. All right, so besides OVO has I think 7 artists. You have Roy Woods, Division,
Ooh.
Drake,
Roy Woods is gonna give us some crazy music in the future.
PND, and there's a rapper. I forget his name. So, but the problem I have with OVO is that, and it's the ongoing joke that Drake has
The sweatshop.
and PND's like, yo, Drake, you like this? Yeah, get back down there and keep writing. Like jokes like that. And
I want PND to thrive
so do I.
because
But you can hear what songs that Drake.
just
I don't want to say take. I don't want to keep
Work?
using this word, but you can hear it that he worked on it. And then when PND releases his product, it's like,
where's the
this ain't it.
where's the repost? Where's the share?
Yeah,
Where's the
like,
support?
Not even just that. When you hear the song, it just sounds so incomplete.
It's interesting. It's interesting to say.
Like what was the one? P3.
P3. I
It
feel like
sounded, and I love the mood that it had, but I was like,
weird, right?
it was so weird.
It was like random, but like some of the random songs bang. Like I mean,
Mhm.
Joy was hot. I feel like Joy was.
But
one
when he
of my
put out
favorites.
those 7 songs, Colors too.
I don't know how to feel about that.
See, I loved it.
It was
And
weird.
a lot of people didn't like it.
There's like one song on it that I like vibed.
I think I know what you're talking about. And I forget the name
It
of
was
it.
amazing.
That's what I thought.
I remember everything.
Oh, Colors too. Why am I thinking? There's another one.
Colors.
No. The one that he just did. Two. He dropped 2 in the last 2 years.
There were 7 days.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
The
7
one that
days.
kind of looks like a Star Wars poster.
7 Dad. That's the one I didn't really.
That's
Except
the
for
top,
that
whatever
track
that
with
is.
Halsey.
I think
I'll
that's
get
the
down
red
with that.
cover. I think that's the one with the red cover.
Colors. I lied. Colors was fire.
Colors 2 and there's 7 days.
Colors.
I think I like them both.
What's the one with the teal, orange, and gray pictures?
That's Colors 1.
That's 1. Okay, Colors 1. Fire. Colors 2. I didn't know how to feel about it. 7 days.
7 days got the Halsey track.
So do
Also
you,
did
so
not
do you
feel
think
about it.
as a artist like PND who is immensely talented at writing,
Amazing.
should he even be signed to a label?
He doesn't have to at this point.
Why do you think he still is?
Oh.
Like, do you think it's just the benefits that come with OVO, or because dude, he wrote Work for Rihanna. He did One Dance, I think, or Controller, one of them.
At this
Oh,
point,
he
it
did
might.
the DJ Khaled one too. Bryson Tiller and Rihanna. He did
Oh, yeah,
that.
Wild Things, Wild Thoughts, Wild Thoughts.
Wild Thoughts.
That was the one that sampled Santana, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can take it. That was him.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And he did another one,
Wyclef
and I can't
Jean.
remember what it was. And
He's
it's like,
A phenomenal writer.
yeah, he's a phenomenal writer.
I
But
think
is it?
He's
this,
not really. I don't feel like he's like. This is the, in my opinion, because I don't know what's actually going on there. But I don't think he's established enough as an independent artist.
Mm.
No.
Image wise.
No.
Because
but
if
it's
you hear like you know Party Next Door.
he's
Not nice.
established, but like it's like a writer's, because like he writes more. It's like kind of like he writes more than he puts out music.
Yeah.
So like look at James Fauntleroy. He's
Oh,
a god.
Oh my God.
But
This man's
like
wild.
he's not popular.
I still don't know what he looks like.
See,
I
but
don't
like
have
you
no
know
idea
the
who it looks
name and you know literally all of Justin Timberlake's catalog because of that man.
And Bruno, right?
Bruno,
24 Karat
JT,
Magic.
Bruno, he just did Bane,
Oh my God.
Beyonce's and Jay-Z's new thing.
How is that album? Because I don't have Apple Music or
I'm
Tidal or anything
biased
like that.
because I think Jay-Z's the greatest rapper ever. So
At least
have
you
nothing
admit
bad to
That's
say.
crazy, man. That's
Listen,
crazy
man.
to me. That's not.
12 albums. All.
Hold on, you think
all fun.
Jay-Z's better than Nas?
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I
not a
agree.
part of that Nas camp at all, bro.
Why?
Bro,
His new stuff was great too.
no, that's my biggest problem with Oz. sorry, Oz, not Oz.
Oz, we'll deal with you this Sunday.
Yeah,
no,
we,
Monday.
we got you on Monday.
I
Sorry.
was thinking the Wizard of Oz.
That's the
My
name
biggest
of that.
problem with Nas is that I do not think he chooses his beats correctly.
Mm.
And even with Kanye producing it, I think Kanye might have realized halfway through the production that, wow, it is really hard to do a beat for Nas because Nas has a very uncharacteristic style of rapping.
That's his biggest critique, though. That's like throughout hip hop history.
Yeah.
That's his biggest.
Besides whose world is this? NY
World Is Yours.
World
I
is
love that
Yours,
lyric.
and
That's
the
my
one that was
favorite
on
song, man.
Illmatic. New York State of Mind. Is that his song?
Talking about New York State of Mind.
Well, no, what's his song?
Empire
on
State of Mind.
Empire State. Of
Okay,
Mind.
I was gonna say because that doesn't exist.
That just shows how much of a fan I am of Nas. I don't really listen to his music.
Wait, I thought we were talking about Jay-Z.
Well,
He is
because
talking
when
about Jay-Z.
he said, dude, I think Nas is
I
better
asked
than
him
Jay-Z.
if Nas was better in his opinion.
I don't think so.
Empire State of Mind is
Because-
Jay-Z's track, right? Is that the track you're talking about? Yeah.
So is it New York State of Mind that's
And
Nas
probably
then?
that New York State of Mind, yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
is
been
New
a
York State of
minute.
Mind.
I really like
New York
I
State
like
of Mind.
old Jay-Z.
Yeah, yeah. How he starts it off. Yeah,
Okay.
that, you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
You
Did
know
you
what I'm
guys
talking
hear
about.
about Drake getting out of that whatever deal he's in?
With the album Scorpion?
Well, there's just been
He's
he's
out
in
of Cash Money?
allegedly or leaving, right?
Cash Money, Young Money?
No, Cash Money's not being dissolved, but Young Money's about to be dissolved.
Interesting.
I mean, I've heard the past
I mean-
3 albums he's released that he's been out
Mediocre.
of contract, so I don't know what to believe anymore.
It's like
That's what I heard, too.
Is that why he keeps
re-signing
putting out mediocre
negotiations
product?
and whatnot. It's very interesting to watch that whole thing.
How you like Scorpion? They said it all.
All right, so
talked
when
about
it comes to music for me,
Mm.
I'm a huge R&B fan.
Does it taste like Kraft mac and cheese?
I hate mac and cheese.
So that's even better.
Yeah. So listen, I do not like when people put out music just to beat the streaming numbers.
Oh man, yeah.
I don't like.
So
that.
you don't like it to be a PR stunt or any
No,
kind of stunt?
I don't like any stunt. I want
Okay.
an artist to release their music because when they want to release it,
Because they think it's
however
hot.
long it takes,
Because they think it's hot.
and they think it's perfect.
Yeah.
I want whatever they say.
agree.
I want that to sound.
Yeah.
Whatever they thought of, I want it to sound sonically for myself.
I don't think Drake likes "I'm Upset."
That's one of the worst songs,
Songs
I've
I've
ever
ever-
heard.
That
by
song's
man.
Thank
terrible.
you.
That song's awful.
It's
It's
terrible.
it's different. It's definitely.
And
I would put it up there.
what song?
Signs
Is that the one that he did for the Victoria's Secret fashion show?
might have been. It had a Louis son on it.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one. It was like all flowery.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how to
I
feel
know
about
what song you're talking because I was listening to the other day. So I like R&B Drake better than rap Drake.
Yeah.
And I was talking to some people about this that he changed that whole album in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He had
There's
to.
things.
And I can pick out what 6 songs that he added onto that album.
But here's my question: did he add them or did he replace the tracks that were
replaced
already
them.
there?
He replaced them.
And I want to know what that sounds like.
It's not going to sound any better because you know what it's going to sound like. It's going to because did you realize that there's no bangers on this album?
The only thing.
my feelings,
In my
that-
feelings.
That's
yeah.
an accidental banger.
Accidental shiggy.
Yeah, he gets all credit. So that was an accidental banger, which is I like the song.
Yeah.
I thought it was
It
what
was
it
alright.
was.
Yeah, it was a club banger.
cool.
We literally said it was a club banger after the
Yeah,
switch
it
up
has
at the
to-
end
it
of the
has
middle.
to
Yeah.
Oh, with the New Orleans bop
yeah.
to it.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's Mob Ties.
Mob Ties was hot.
Mob Ties was cool. The intro I thought was a little stale. I thought the one after the
fair.
intro.
Elevate, yeah.
I like that one. Because I like the cadence.
What's the one with
All
Michael
this
Jackson on it?
happened.
Again,
Don't
I
matter to
love
me.
that
I'm
song.
not a Drake fan.
Don't
but
matter to me.
Don't
yeah.
matter to me.
It's
Yeah.
fire.
As
I
much
respected
as
that one. I like that one.
After Dark.
I just.
Yeah.
I feel like. I don't.
You're all over this
To be
album.
honest,
What's the one with Static Major? I like
That's
that one.
the one
too.
after
Was
Dark.
that- okay.
Static Major.
I don't
I
believe,
could
and
do
I,
without Static Major on it.
I will not.
R.I.P.
I will not believe that 40 touched more than half of this.
You know who should have been on that song instead of Static Major? The Dream.
They don't. They. Of course, I think they have beef. They
He's part
definitely
of
do.
Good.
Yo, shut
You'll
it
never-
down.
you'll
Shut it
never
down.
Hear good
Oh,
ever.
I need
yeah.
another shut
The
it down
ending-
because that was the
ending
most.
was Shut It Down.
Oh,
You know, like where he like
down,
reverses
down.
everything?
Yes, fire.
Oh my
40.
God.
I need songs like that. Switch up at the end.
What
They
about,
did that
what
with
about
March 14th.
Lemon Drop Lean? Did you hear that? Lemon Lean? By,
That sounds
uh,
crazy.
Bro, that's dude,
That
song's
sounds wild.
That song's amazing. By The Dream. I love The Dream, man. I need a new
Lemon
album.
lean.
Lemon Lean. You're gonna listen to that and you're gonna be like,
It is,
jeez.
I mean, it is the dream. So, you know.
Yeah, but my so if I was to rate both sides, 25 songs is way too much. I don't.
That's
I know it was an
what I'm
hour and
saying.
40 minutes of an album.
Me and Side sat through the whole thing.
A side had like 4 that I would keep, and the rest could go. Especially
agree.
God's Plan, I'm Upset,
8
and
out of 10.
You didn't like God's Plan?
dude, I didn't like God's Plan based off the principle of the music video.
Oh,
I thought the music video was great.
What was the music video?
Yeah.
I'm out of the loop. when it
Him
comes to
giving
that.
away $1 million,
bunch of this
videotaping it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they had like $1 million budget.
See,
and, he just
and
gave
that's
it to
like,
people.
I don't think that's.
There's a controversy to that too, because it could be like, oh, are you showing? Is it a PR stunt, or
That's
what
is
I'm
it? Are you
saying.
genuinely?
It's definitely
Exactly.
a PR stunt, but does that
Yeah.
change the fact that he gave all this money? to other
So that's
people
the
and
other.
did all this
What you're pointing
stuff?
out is the other side. It's like two crazy.
Because I
arguments.
don't like that. I'm not a fan of, if you give away money, and that's great.
You don't have to
but
post it.
you don't need the validation that you gave money
Yeah,
away,
all right.
especially $1 million. Like
can
the word of you doing that.
Who did he
will
give it
spread.
to, or he spread
Random
it up
people.
between people?
He went to
Random
the
people.
University of
Yeah,
Miami
people.
and one threw a free concert for them. I'm pretty sure, and two gave out scholarships, gave money to people on the street,
Yeah,
interviewed
he
them
went to
about
a
it.
grocery store and says,
He
buy
blew-
whatever you want, everything's on me.
Wow.
With a
Yeah.
megaphone.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's thrown into that music video somewhere. I don't know why.
I don't
but-
want to say it's disingenuous because it's a great thing that he did, but my thing is, does it come from a good place?
Yeah.
Because now you have a camera involved.
Well, that's definitely a trend, right? Especially, I mean, I talk about World Star Hip Hop all the time, but you have all these people like some Pretty Patty and 6ix9ine and all these people that and
Exactly.
Fat Boy that have like videos of them like giving stacks to people.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely a trend thing.
But that's it could be different with Fat Boy, because Fat Boy does it because he came from nothing, so I can understand
Yeah.
that. And he wants.
I love that
He
kid,
wants
too.
to build back
Kid's
his
awesome.
community.
It's hard to to not validate, to fact check the narrative. Like
Yes.
what's your motive?
Yes.
so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's what I always look at.
I want to believe Fat Boy, like in my soul, I want to, because like that's dope. But
Yeah.
at the same time, a camera is pointed on it, and 200,000 views in an hour.
Exactly. And it's like, bro, you just made that money back. So it's like,
I might
Yeah.
even be wrong. It's probably
Mhm.
like at least $1 million in an hour.
No, I think
well.
I think it's somewhere around there. And to be fair, I like that kid and just like who he is and what he is.
I
you
like
know?
the messages that he does post out there.
Right,
Like he
right.
will be like
walling out,
like-
and
and
then
then-
just something
he just-
so funny.
He just threw somebody in like a pile of shoes,
yeah.
and then like the next post would be like, "Thank you, God.
yeah.
Thank you. I just want to."
Right? Like one of his videos, first off, his comedy is just like him yelling at people and punking them, which is
So
great. And like
Bro,
they're all his
his-
friends.
his-
And then the next video will be like, "Don't do drugs. Stay off drugs." Like
Smoke this candy pack.
exactly.
That
love
one,
him.
that is that's alluding to the video that
12.
I saw the other day. I was literally in tears. His buddy was at the house, and he was like, "It's hot.
Give
it
me
was a hot
bike.
day."
Is it the bike? The bike
No,
thing?
it was he had baby powder. So he's like, damn man. So he's getting the baby powder. He's like splashing on, and the cap falls off, and it spills everywhere. He's like, fuck. So he's like
DK?
cleaning it up,
DK?
and then he accidentally put it on his nose. He's like, and he walks. He's like, DK. He's like, no, DK. Put it down. He's like, no man, it's not. He's like, it's baby powder, man. Look, just take a sniff. He's like, take a sniff. He's like, no, DK. He smacks him. He's like, what the hell's wrong with you, DK? His stuff's a jokes, DK.
I love DK
He's like,
too,
bro, it's
man.
baby powder. Take a sniff, because he's saying take a sniff. It's baby powder.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, you look wild right now.
It's insane.
Looks like a mound of coke.
Right, man. But
So,
but
it was
DK is
so
another
funny.
great character. I think that whole
He's hilarious.
comedy trope that they made up where like DK is constantly trying to put on for people.
Yeah, you don't have it.
You don't have it. Like that's brilliant, honestly. That's actually a stroke of
What about
genius.
Shiggy, man? Dude, I think Shiggy
Shiggy's
is so
awesome, man.
funny.
I feel like he's overdue for like a
To like
crazy
blow
amount of
up,
people.
or
Yeah,
like
I
he's
mean,
getting old.
Does Fat Boy have more followers than him?
I think they're like, I think they like
He
very
must
close.
have.
But Shiggy's been around for a minute,
And he just
in
got
Vine,
verified.
right?
Oh, I didn't know he was a Viner.
I think he was a Viner.
I didn't know that.
I don't know. I'm probably
The only people I can recognize from Vines like the Pauls, King Batch, and
Shiggy Show.
I think that's the only ones I can
There's
recognize.
Chris D'Elia. Used to be a big viner. Now he's a
Ooh.
full-time comedian. You know.
Yo, he's hilarious.
Is that
Is
he?
that how he got famous?
Is he with the long brown hair?
I don't want to speak
He's-
out of turn. I think his origins of fame were on Vine. Yeah, he is the long black hair.
He's
He's the
funny.
dude that was on the Justin Bieber roast.
funny.
He lit up. What's his face?
Logan Paul.
He lit that
Oh,
guy
on
up.
Twitter.
And I will always respect him for that, man.
I will.
He's a really good comedian.
so
So
you didn't-
he's
very
funny.
So you know, are you aware that Logan Paul and KSI are doing a boxing
Boxing.
fight?
Oh, is that still going down?
Oh, it's going down. They had
Who
the
the
press
heck is-
conference
who-
today.
Wait, who's KSI?
He's like a London, is it London or UK? I don't UK. We'll just say UK. for the whole
He's
thing.
based in London, but
Yeah.
he's classified as a UK YouTuber.
YouTube
Before we
creator.
dive into this, hold on, because that's interesting.
Mhm.
But I just want to, because I haven't heard this talked about in any other podcast with
Sure.
Chris D'Elia. Somebody came at him recently on Twitter, right?
Again?
And they tweeted him and they said, "Yo, you know, you're like, how does it feel that like you're getting old and you're a comedian that like hasn't even hit like their prime yet? Like you're not even as big as you should be based off your
I
age.
think that was
right?
Logan Paul.
Chris D'Elia looks at this guy's profile picture and it's him and his dog, right? So he
It wasn't
tweets
Logan Paul.
he tweets back and he goes, "How does it feel that I can make you an offer for your dog, monetary wise, and it would be so much that you couldn't turn it down?"
Damn.
He destroyed his life, dude. It was so
Wow.
good. But continue what you were saying.
So today, they did a press conference in Los Angeles because United
Like a
States.
fighting press conference?
Yeah, like McGregor versus Mayweather type
Like,
stuff.
put the fist up?
Yeah, so it's KSI and his brother versus Logan and his brother Jake Paul.
Really?
Dude, and this is gonna pull in so much money. It's insane, right? So today was the press conference in
I
the
feel like
UK,
Logan Paul's gonna get
London.
rocked.
I hope
See,
he
now
gets
here's the
rocked.
thing.
Fuck that guy.
Okay, so I'll give my opinion on that after that.
Jake might win.
I think Jake will beat Deji.
Yeah.
How big is Jake?
Still
Listen, man,
scrawny, but
they're-
I think.
All
I
right,
don't
so
know.
we have the Tunje brothers, right? They both are straight gamers, so they weren't athletic at all. They both blew up from KSI blew up from FIFA. The other one blew up from just playing an assortment of different games, right?
Yeah.
And the Paul brothers are athletes
Right.
who then got into Vine.
Yeah.
Like,
That was
Everyone knows Logan from doing the splits randomly.
I was gonna
and
say that was part of the
They
appeal
both
for a
are
lot of
state
viewers.
wrestlers, so they have a combat background.
Yeah.
Right? They know how to move and conserve stamina. That's an advantage. They're both taller and they both weigh heavier. That's
Weight's
also an
huge.
advantage. So Logan is coming down 10 pounds to 195. KSI had to go up 15 to 20. He's probably not used to being that heavy.
Okay.
That's an advantage for Logan. KSI has been boxing for a whole year, and this will be his second fight in a major stadium. Logan's never done that. Massive advantage for KSI.
Right.
So I say this because today was the press conference in the UK. Bro, you know what grime music is?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I love grime music,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Like
London,
Stormzy?
London, they were grimy. They were throwing food at Logan. They were throwing bottles, right? Every time Logan tried to speak, KSI was like, "Nah, he said, shut the fuck up. He said, shut the fuck up with me." He put on a blonde wig, right? And was mocking Logan when he was doing his apology video for filming a dead guy in the forest.
Yeah, man.
And then, so he goes to, he points at Logan's dad and says, "And you stay the fuck over there. How do you give birth to two idiots?" And every time his dad's trying to talk, he's like, "Nah, shut up. There's a lot of 15-year-olds in here that you probably hook up with too." And I'm like, wow. Yo, he was killing him, right?
Yeah.
It got to a point where he's like, "Logan, is your lip quivering?" And then Logan's like, "You know what? I'm out." And he just left the press conference. And I'm like, yo.
No,
He's
he
getting
did not.
some-
He really?
He left the press
There was
conference.
a period of time where
And
everybody
KSI. I'm going to show you a picture that KSI made.
there was a period of time where everybody was like was really railing on Justin Bieber, and I think until like the new album came out,
He put your opponent has left the match.
or like a rage quit thing.
Yeah, rage quit. He even put on Twitter.
That's really
great.
funny.
Yo,
Connection
I was-
has been lost.
Wait. Is that their Instagram?
Yo, look at this.
No, really?
Look at
Connection
that,
has
dude.
been lost.
I was like, no way.
That's hilarious.
I was
That
like,
is hilarious.
Oh my God. I
Was
took a
that
screenshot
was
of
that
Dude, look,
on
wait.
the
YouTube?
video?
Yes. No.
Oh,
They
they
did
edited
that
it.
post.
Oh
They did
my
that
God,
post.
dude. If they put
That's
that in
so
the video,
good.
that'd be.
I don't know. This dude's looking pretty big.
He's
Oh
big,
my
but
God.
Logan's also big.
Yeah, I get Logan's
wig
big,
makes
but
it
like
way
I was expecting
better.
this dude to be. I don't know.
The wig
Even
makes
you
it
can
so
tell.
much
You can
better.
tell by his lower body that he's been doing some leg work.
Dude, he's
Yeah,
nice.
which is
He's
where all
nice.
the
His hands
power
are
comes
nice.
from.
His hands are nice.
For punches, yeah.
That's wild.
Like,
But
dude.
no, there was a time where like people were just dissing Justin Bieber all the time. Then this new album came out and people were like, all right, like Justin Bieber is like kind
That
of
was
tough.
phenomenal.
But yeah,
It's
that
amazing.
album's dope, man. But I
It's
feel like
amazing.
Logan Paul, and rightfully so, because he disrespected an entire culture. Like, let's not understate that. Like, it wasn't just the
Disrespected a
Suicide Force
country,
thing.
bro.
There's videos of him just like messing with Japanese people, and
When
like,
he was in the Pikachu thing.
yeah, and that stuff's not cool. Like, as someone who's
Yeah.
been there and like I know how the culture is not cool, right? So. He's rightfully made fun of, man, but now he's the punching bag, and when you're the punching bag, it gets tough because
Bro,
nobody
especially-
has a positive.
Especially in another country where, let's be honest, those England kids, they're known to be nasty.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't give
For
no, man.
for soccer, they're
That's-
known to be nasty.
That's
and
the
they
whole
rag
English
on you.
thing is that intellectual quip. Like they like
Exactly, because you know why? Because they don't
roast
mind
people.
fighting. That whole area, Ireland,
Yeah.
Scotland,
Yeah, man. Just,
England,
Just
they
angry
don't
white
mind-
people, bro.
Yeah, because they don't have they
That's
don't
what
have
it is,
guns.
dude. Yeah.
So what they do, they just fight in the streets,
Yeah,
and
man.
there's a lot of stabbings that happen. But it's like
They got
You know
nothing.
what I
They got nothing against knives.
but you'll
though.
be
Let's
all
make
right.
that clear.
I was like, let me tell you.
There's so many stabbings.
So many stabbings.
So many stabbings.
You can't be Yo,
Yeah.
knives are worse than
It
guns.
is.
Yo,
It is.
I don't know. If I get shot, how deep is the bullet? And otherwise,
Nah,
getting
dude, getting
shanked.
stabbed is definitely worse than getting shot. From like a
coming
healing.
from-
Oh,
perspective.
Yeah, no. I'm
healing
being
perspective.
serious. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because if the bullet just flesh wound right here,
So like the bullet is hot and it's going into your body and it's just one point and then it'll stop. A knife you
just
cut
keep going.
in, and then you cut in and then it's like
it's a wrap.
bleeding
Oh
everywhere.
my god.
Like no
You know what?
parts
I
closed.
might
Especially
change my
something's falling
stance.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think of that.
Ugh, something's
Oh, and
falling
if
out
someone
of you.
gets.
It's not good.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Hands and shoot guns any day.
Oh, yeah, that's
of
fine.
course, yeah.
But
If
that's
I'm
what
gonna
they
get my-
look forward to in the UK, bro. They were throwing bottles at this man on stage
Duh, that's wild.
and like food.
I mess with UK culture, bro.
That's what I'm saying, like, bro. And oh man, that's why
UK
I love grime music, bro. Because grime music is
I
just.
thought you were gonna be like, I love
nasty.
knives.
No, I'm not with the violence, but if you have to
That's
throw them, you
wild.
gotta throw them. But
No.
that's, dude.
So yeah, like, we have a consensus we're all for this dude against Logan Paul? I'm definitely on his side.
I'm more on.
Team
I've been watching
KSI.
KSI since I was like in. He's the same age as us too.
Okay.
And he's the #1 YouTuber in the UK. I've been watching him since like 2008 when he was like starting. So I'm gonna ride with him.
He did a lot of gaming videos. Was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. But however, because of the size advantage and also the background advantage that Logan has, I can't count that man out.
Here's the thing: they could play it off and just, you know what I'm saying, make
be
Logan the winner for some crazy reason.
That'd be
but-
insane.
That's I'm with Travis on that. Like you can never trust these like publicity like boxing matches. You never know like
Especially YouTube and the sponsors
Right.
and this what?
yeah.
The money coming.
What?
You never know
Bread.
how WWE this could
Bro,
be.
YouTube's
man.
gonna start that. They're gonna start doing like events.
I do.
Boxing matches need to be more of a thing.
Yeah.
I honestly
There
wish
used to be.
Soulja Boy versus Chris
But wait,
Brown.
you don't remember that show? There used to be a show.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah,
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 that was like pretend, but if we could see that in real life, that's something crazy.
No, but like people actually started to get really
waiting on Chris
fucked
Brown
up.
versus
Like they
Soulja
got
Boy.
beat the shit out of in that show, so that's why it stopped.
Chad, who do you think would have won that?
Oh, Chris Brown.
Dude,
He would've did it.
how crazy
This man
was
does
that?
a
Brown is
backflip
CB versus who?
still.
Soldier?
Yeah, versus
CB.
Soulja?
CB.
He's doing backflips standing
Soulja, but-
still.
How
CB.
crazy would that have
CB.
been?
Bro, I think he also has like a 6-inch height advantage.
Oh wait,
Like, he's
who-
tall.
Who else?
It's like 6'4".
I was gonna say 50 Cent and Mayweather, but no, that's not happening. That was they had beef, but it wasn't about
50 Cent
fighting.
versus Ja.
Oh my god.
50
No,
Cent
you,
versus the
do you
game.
ever wait? Go back to the Mayweather 50 Cent. Do you remember that?
That
video
was
he
that's
made
what I
where
was
he
talking
just
about.
Like, I'll donate like $1 million to any charity.
If you
Mayweather
could
Read
read a
wants.
book.
You can just
You
read
said one page of Harry
book,
Potter.
bro.
Listen, man.
One page of
I
Harry
was
Potter.
like, damn.
Listen, man.
Like that's the
yo.
only social media I need for the
Yeah.
day.
I
That's
think
what I was
there's
thinking
two
about.
places in the world. If you're raised, you need to be quick. That's one that might be London, and two is New York City.
Oh yeah.
Cause you will get cursed out on the street
Oh
by
my
a
God.
cab driver.
Yeah.
Yo.
Like if you ain't quick. And also, just
can't-
that
you can't do
when you hear that fuck out of here, when you hear that,
can't lag.
bro, you're out of here.
Yo,
Like,
have
you
y'all seen
can't come
that
back.
Video of the dude trying
Safari?
to commit suicide on the train.
Oh my God. Bro.
It's like this is Brooklyn. And they're like, fuck out of here,
Bro.
Get the fuck
Wait,
off
wait,
the
wait,
track.
break it
Yo.
down for me. What happened?
Yo,
What happened?
there's this guy who's on a train platform trying to kill himself,
Okay.
right? So
He's outside of the
No,
street.
no,
He's
this
on
is
the
in
track.
subway.
He's
This
on
is
the
in
train.
the, in the subway.
In the
Okay.
subway.
So New Yorkers, one way to get you not to do that is they make you feel shittier by roasting shit out of you. Bro, he's about to come to. He's like, "Hey, fucking dumbass, get fuck out of here! So you want to kill yourself? Do it another time."
He's like, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
He's like, bro, if you don't get up here, I'm gonna smack the shit. I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, bro, it's like,
Wait, did he get down?
he got up.
He's like, oh shit, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Spitting on it.
yeah, dude, they
Wow.
were disrespecting him to the point where he's like, I don't want to die anymore. He got disrespected so bad. He didn't
That's
want
a
to die.
reverse reaction like I've never seen
Oh,
before.
Wait, you think it was
Bro,
like?
that's
You think it was
wild.
like?
They bullied him out of suicide.
Wait a minute, you think it was just like, well, I can't go out like that. Like, fuck.
It might have
You
been
get
that.
bullied out of
He
suicide.
got bullied out of suicide.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, man.
Just spend a day on Flatbush and hear the conversation.
Or a dykeman.
Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. Do you know who? Do you guys know who Safari is?
No, why does that sound so familiar?
He's Nicki
Nicki
Minaj's
Minaj's
like
ex-
ex fiance or husband or something like that.
He goes by Safari.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wild, right?
I think that's his
Yeah.
rap name or
Should
something.
make
Wow.
an album called Safaris or
Literally, yeah.
Wow.
It literally is wild.
Have a Pokemon.
So he did at on Dykeman. He did it was a basketball game, I don't know if it was a charity or something like that. He did a halftime performance,
Yeah.
and he played this song. I don't know what it's called, but he's like money bag, money bag, money bag, like talking about money.
Okay.
And then you just see the character like, man, get your bum ass on stage. And then and then he's still performing. They're still berating him. And then he's like, cut the music. He's like, I fuck way more better bitches. You're like, man, fuck out of here.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, dude. I was like,
That's
bro, he
crazy.
got hit in the head by a hot dog.
I feel uncomfortable when I see
So you know what they did on the Joe Budden podcast?
What?
So Joe Budden's Boys with Safari. So they
Yeah.
were talking about on today's podcast. They call him up. He's like, yo, all yours. Fuck out of here. He's like, get your bum ass off the phone. I was like, yo.
Wait. How did he respond on today's?
He was
podcast?
laughing, because he's boys with them, so he's
Yeah.
laughing. But dude, it was like 5 minutes because two of them are from New York, and the
Yeah.
other two are from Jersey. Joe and Parks, they're
Yeah.
from Jersey, and it was so funny. And it's just, dude, that New York, I don't know what it is, that attitude,
accent. Oh, the attitude.
just the attitude when it comes to dude, they'll get you out of here,
Right.
quick.
it's-
I think Philly might
Zero
be third.
tolerance.
I think Philly might be third.
Travis said zero tolerance.
for nonsense.
Exactly, because you're around so many people. That's what it is. Like you have to be that way when you're
Yeah.
just surrounded on all sides.
Bro, when
by
I'm on the train going to work, and when Philly kids are going to school, I make sure that I'm not looking dumb out here. Like if I'm wearing something stupid, like my shoes look crazy.
Better get grinded up.
Yeah, I ain't doing
Roasted.
it. I'm not doing it, dude.
Yo, but the thing about
Because they won't stop.
think about New York though, they're like MTA is already trash.
Yeah.
So if you stop at the tracks, everybody's spazzed.
Oh, everybody gonna be sick.
Everybody's spazzed.
And
So
it's
I
already a
wasn't-
mad
I wasn't
city.
surprised about that video. I was
Yeah.
like, that's just
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
If you're taking the train, you gotta be places. You ain't gonna be able to take the bus
As
Yeah.
same
As
distance.
soon as you hear "fuck out here,"
Bro, dude, there's so much emphasis on the F.
Yeah.
So much emphasis.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you can hear the spit in the back of the throat. That's why Shiggy always drools in his videos.
Yo, this has gone out of hand.
Man, I love it, man. That's one of my favorite places in the world.
New York.
It's
because of the
flavor,
attitude.
man.
Yeah, just the attitude
It's
and the air,
flavor.
because I think we both love East Coast rap.
Yeah. Oh,
The golden era
Well, it
more than
changed my
West
life,
Coast
yeah.
rap,
Changed my
and it
life
changed our
forever.
life. And just that attitude, dude. If they could, they'd be wearing butters to the beach.
they do.
I mean, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But
I wonder if it's a platform where it's just lined up butters. Just which one's mine? Just,
bro, if you
or
don't
they don't
have-
bring it in the sand.
If you don't have your butter,
That's
bro, they
out
do.
of-
Bro, they do. If you don't have your butters laced up correctly, you can't step foot in New York ever again.
Oh man.
If your shoes, Drew, because I know you're a shoe guy. If
Yeah.
your shoes are looking crazy,
Right.
you yourself will never step foot in New York again.
I know, man. It's there's a culture that you have to adhere
They're
to.
like, yo, my
or-
man, what's on your feet?
Right. Or be roasted. That's the
Yeah.
problem, man.
And
or get
see,
attention
know what's
drawn
funny
to
about
yourself.
it? They come to you in a front because they say my man or my
Yeah.
guy. They hit you with that first, so you think it's welcoming. Next, you know, your existence is low.
When I think of New Yorkers, I think of the video that went viral. Do you remember the lady that went on with she went on the subway with the Mad Hatter hat? It was this big Willy Wonka style hat.
Nah.
The guy was calling her Willy Wonka. He's like, Willy, if you don't move over, Willy. He's like, there's no one around you, Willy. It's because you have no friends. He was just roasting this woman with this big hat on the
Please
subway.
tell me, some of you seen the video that came out yesterday. There was a guy with a motorcycle on the one.
Yeah, I saw it on Barstool
Yo,
Sports.
So he's sitting on the motorcycle, taking up the doorway, so you can't get on. The door opens, people are trying to get on. They're looking at him. He's like this.
He just
I
shakes
gotta
his
get
head,
the
yeah.
third.
He just shakes his head.
I gotta
yo.
get the third.
Yeah, see,
I was like, yo.
that place is a jungle, man. That is a jungle out there. But that's
It
what makes it
is.
so fun. That's
Concrete
why
jungle.
people want to go there, though, to see true city life. Yeah, Brooklyn, man.
Spending my summers
Oh, yeah,
there.
bro.
Oh my god.
I haven't really been in New York.
Yeah.
Nah, I only went there to every other winter to go to Thanksgiving, but it's in Connecticut.
In
so
Brooklyn? Or,
Tra-
oh, you went through New York.
I forget where it was.
Where did you grow up, Travis? In Philadelphia?
Yeah, I grew up in Bristol Township.
Okay.
That's where I was born, and then around 8, I went to New Jersey for a little bit.
All right.
Came back, I was like 14,
Okay.
and then moved here when I was in 9th grade. Yeah. So
All
this is
right.
the dopest place I've been in so far.
Yeah,
So,
man.
It's real calm.
It's big.
It's big and calm.
Big and calm.
Wild, right?
It's wild how peaceful it is out here.
No,
But
like
no, it's-
it should be a lot crazier.
Oh,
But
trust me,
everybody's
before
trying to
the
mind their
Eagles
own-
won.
Yeah, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Were you downtown for the parade?
Yeah, we were me, Shad, Matt, and Steve. We all went.
What about
Oh
the night
my
they won?
God. Yes, the night they won.
That was unreal.
We stormed
Broad,
Yeah, you
bro.
garbage.
climbing some light poles.
I wasn't with it. They was.
I might have saw you.
I was.
guys.
I wasn't with it, bro.
Garbage truck.
I might have saw you guys. Yeah.
Where were you at?
I was on Broad as well, man.
Yeah?
I was watching people take the signs out of the ground and push dumpsters into the street. That
wild.
was I was
Wow.
like, wow.
It was actually outrageous. Like you know the plant bowls,
Yeah.
like on Broad, like right on the right hand side,
Mm-hmm.
flipped over.
My
Just
Yeah,
light
I saw-
posts.
We saw the dude
Knocked down.
on top of the light post, like right
Break
in
it,
front of,
break it.
No,
Did
no,
he
no.
break
He was
one?
on top of the street sign and he was jumping.
The
Yeah.
Ritz.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Ritz.
yeah, that
Yo, the
ball.
Ritz.
Ritz-Carlton when the thing caved.
Yeah.
When that
Yeah.
caved and like there was a dude
Oh
like where they put the garbage trucks. There was a dude on top of the street sign and he was like jumping on it and then he fell and everybody was like, "Oh man!"
You know what? Speaking of which, you know what's funny?
So it was like a delayed reaction because so my friend had an air horn. He brought an air horn out.
That's awesome.
And we're like crowded in front of all these people. No one can move an inch. And then he just pulls out this thing and goes, "Harr!" And then like everyone like freezes and then looks around, sees the air horn, and everyone goes, "Oh!" Like, everyone's freaking fuck
Yeah,
out.
bro. If he was in New York, they'd be like, "Yo, my guy, you ain't gonna do that again."
Try that again.
that
Try
ain't
that
happening
The
again.
air horn is you gotta scream, "Yeah!"
Yeah, you'll get it back too. You'll get it back.
You know what I think is the most funniest thing about that?
What?
Is that they was really watching it again
Yeah.
the other day,
Did you see that? They
like
closed down
in the
South
middle
Street.
of yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sunday they closed down South Street. They had a projector and they watched the game again.
Yeah.
And there
Yo.
were dudes, full grown
This
men
is
running around with football.
Oh,
Just
really?
running
I love
without
it,
a shirt
bro.
on, just like
I love
fun.
it.
Dude,
like
this is a
what-
football city, no question about it.
Like,
Since I've grown up, like my family's been obsessed with
I,
football.
dude, I
gonna
want,
end
I
up
want, I want
watching it.
Philly to be a basketball city so bad.
It will be. Give it time. Give it time.
So bad. I don't know if it will. No, now that they won, I don't think it ever will. But if the
Oh,
Sixers-
you mean like over football city? No, that'll never
Yeah.
The
be.
last time like Philly was like basketball heavy was like
Say
Iverson.
AI.
Yeah.
like
No question.
AI.
Dude.
That was it.
But
That
we
was
will.
insane.
I really do believe we will get back to our former place. Like I think we'll make it to the finals in the next at least 10 years. I believe that.
Well,
I-
Toronto's blown up now, so that's
of course,
it gets
their
easier.
star's gone.
But the thing is, we got to get to the Celtics. That's gonna be
Yeah.
annoying for the next 10 years,
No question. But
Bro.
hey, that's a Sixers Celtics rivalry.
dude.
You know, you can bring that back.
So my grandpa, right? This is a little story. He hates Boston with a passion, like to the point like you guys have to come over, and I'd be like, "Hey, Pop Up, how you feel about them Celtics?" He'd be like, starts off like that, and you know it's coming. He starts rocking a little bit, gets on. He's like, fuck Boston. I'm like, whoa. I said, why? He said, that racist ass town. He said, back because he was in the what do you call it? The Air Force.
Okay.
And I think it was, I don't know if it was during the Vietnam War or after. And he was stationed in Boston for a little bit, I think. And he said the guys in his like whatever it's called, barracks. I don't know much about it. Platoon. He said they were just like strong Boston accents, and they were just like berating everyone as racist, and he just hated them.
Really?
And he said whenever we played them in sports, whenever we beat them, he said when the Eagles won, it was the best day of his life because it was against New England.
Against
Because
them,
he hates that whole area from like New York up until Canada.
Yeah.
Hates every part of that part of the country.
That's interesting, man.
Dude, it's so
Yeah,
fun.
I was always curious about racism in the military, right? Because like you're forced to fight as a unit. I'm not sure if I talked about this. So my great uncle, he spent a lot of time. He was in World War II. He was like one of the people that was on communications. He was picking up Morse code.
Yeah.
And he said, they were on Okinawa, and this is back when like there was still like segregation. Like you had to use like different facilities and stuff. So I was like, how was that? Like, first off, you're in a foreign country. Like my great uncle was white. He has like black friends. I was like, did you guys like, how was it over there? And he goes, it was completely opposite. Like we came together, because like he's like, the thing is back then it was very polarized, right? because of the segregation. But he's like, but what we both agreed on is that we both hated like the Axis. We both hated Germany. We both hated Japan.
There was a mission.
Right. He's like, so our
Common
mission to
enemy.
destroy the enemy,
Right.
he was like, was stronger than the segregation that was burned into us back home.
Right.
He's like, so we
Dope.
became one.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, the military kind of like
Dope.
lit
Like I
that
said,
up.
man, I'll never forget seeing a plaque in Germany dedicated to Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like I'll never
That's
forget
pretty
that. At a
lit, man.
church, I was telling them before. I went to this one church. Short story. I went to this one church that was like rounding up people for the Holocaust, and then 20 some years later, Martin Luther King Jr. did a ceremony there. So
Yeah, man.
that's just like insane. Like you said, like
You know it's Nelson Mandela Day?
yeah, I did.
Is it?
Is
Yeah.
it? Wow.
Obama,
It's in Kenya, right?
he's in Kenya.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was reciting the speech or honoring him. I don't know what it was, but it was a live stream going on YouTube when I was at work. I didn't watch it, but I knew it was on. It was pretty long.
I took a Myers-Briggs test. It turns out I have the same personality type as Nelson Mandela.
How does it make you
That's
feel?
pretty weird, right?
How's that-
You can
how's-
see that?
Yeah, you're very.
I'm honored by that, man. But I was
Well-
just like, really?
I mean, I see
Morgan Freeman too.
What's the test called?
Myers-Briggs. So
Myers-Briggs.
for my internship and my stint as an RA, we had to take a Myers-Briggs test. And what it does is it classifies you into, I think it's 4 letters. So I'm INFJ.
INFJ.
Yeah, so everybody will get a classification of 4 letters, and those 4 letters are broken down. I is introvert. N is another one. J is judging. I don't know what they all stand for, but it's like a it's like a 60 question test that a lot of jobs do before you get hired on, and it just
That's interesting.
yeah, so they allocate you by like, okay, this is what your tendencies are. And so they say that everybody can be classified, every human on earth can be classified into one of 16 personality types that Myers-Briggs developed in the Myers-Briggs test. So if you take one, it's really cool because it kind of shows like what your tendencies are. The important thing though is that you have to answer honestly and not like an ideal version of yourself, because it asks you a lot of personal questions about how like you process information, how you deal with other people, and you have to be like honest, like look at yourself from a third person perspective and be like, okay, this is how I do things. And yeah, it's pretty cool because once you get your code like INFJ, you can see other people that have it. So like Morgan Freeman has my personality type, which is so weird. Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, like yeah, like it's really interesting.
Well,
man,
you
how
seem
they do
very
it.
laid back and calm, and you're a good listener. So I mean, I don't know about Jon Snow. I mean, the show he's a good listener, but I don't know him as a person in real life.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, the other two also
Definitely.
seem like they're those kind of personalities. So
Yeah, well, not to make this about me, man, but yeah, I was just adding that in. I found that out today.
I'll have to-
Can you send me that after this? Because that's
yeah.
interesting.
And you,
I like stuff like that.
Sure, and anybody listening, you can go to 16personalities.com and you can
Okay.
take the test for free. But yeah, I'll send it to you, man.
That's fine.
I'd really be interested to see what you are.
Yeah.
I think there's one called the Adventurer.
Hmm.
That's the surname for it. I forget the code for it, but I know that you.
You think it's gonna
that
be
one.
me?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's like the person that's like
What is it? What's
They-
the content on it?
they live for art, but
Okay.
like they don't shy away from trying new things ever. Like that's so I don't know. That's
interesting.
the gist I've always gotten from you.
oh, you know what? I did the same thing.
You're definitely ENTP.
What's that?
That's the debater. Someone who never shies away from an intellectual challenge and is always willing to like question people. Always.
Anyone want to smoke? You never find.
So I actually have had the 16 personalities. I did that a while ago on my email. I am ENFP.
What is that
Is that the
called?
same one as me?
Extroverted. I'm 93% extroverted.
Okay.
84% intuitive. 68% feeling. 51% perspective. 61% turbulent. There's a T at the end too. It says my role is diplomat. My strategy is social engagement.
I'd say you're like that, man. You don't have a problem talking with people, and you definitely like to. I
I
feel like
love
you,
talking to people.
yeah, I feel like you get an
Definitely love
energy, a rise out of it. But yeah,
You see,
you
like,
would
my
definitely be
energy-
I though, man. I feel like you're a bit of an introvert.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think my energy
Partially, I
goes
say
up.
like just for the sole reason of music, mostly that, and then
I only say that because most artistic types are.
I can send you this link once we're done
please
the
do.
podcast. So,
Please do.
anyone else is listening right now, 16 personalities. That's literally just Google that and you'll find it.
What's the in between of introvert and extrovert? Like, is there like a?
There's
Is there like?
it's a spectrum.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
on the one side is introverted, the other side is
Yeah.
extroverted, and then you fall somewhere on that spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the I or E will tell you which one you lead more towards.
more,
Because I
okay.
wouldn't consider myself a total introvert, but I am pretty
So
introvert.
let me just use this as an example. It says I'm 93% extroverted, so it says I fall more on the extroverted side of
Okay.
talking to people. But for prospecting, I forget what that means, but for prospecting, I'm 51%. So I'm like dab in the middle of whatever that.
Chad, you
that
ever take one?
spectrum is.
Nah, but I'm interested. Like,
Yeah, man. You should check it out.
because I've never been like.
How
into
long?
that stuff.
It's a corporate thing.
It's just like it's like a corporate thing, and like
You can take it now while we
hate
I was
talk.
gonna. Yeah.
I
want-
He's
Yeah.
so curious.
It's weird. It's weird when you hear about yourself and you're like, all right.
Yeah, like
And then there's
horoscopes and all that stuff. Like I want to smack people sometimes.
Dude, I can't. That's like a big thing with a lot of girls, not to be sexist, but like that's like the first
The
thing
horoscopes
I
thing?
talk
It's
about, man.
like
it's like
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I
Like,
know
oh,
more
you're a
about you than you do.
Virgo?
Right.
Like,
I hate
Right.
horoscopes.
That's-
Just because of the day that you were
No,
born.
no, I hate when someone says, "What's your sign?" Virgo. Makes sense. I'm like,
Look at this.
so what do you mean makes sense? So what do you mean makes sense?
well, like,
Yeah.
you're like, yo, what you talking about?
Right.
Yo, fellas,
Yeah, when you
fellas,
hear
That's disrespect.
Bro,
Don't-
when you hear that, so what do you mean?
Yeah, like,
fellas, don't tell him your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Don't-
no,
don't tell 'em your
no,
birthday.
but
Tell 'em
no,
when you're
because of
born.
your personality.
Don't ever. Don't ever.
Have you
I'm like-
have you guys
I'm
ever
like
done
proud of
Chinese zodiacs?
No.
Because those
What
are
is
cool.
that?
I'm the rooster.
Chinese zodiac. So that goes by
that's
year,
what I
not
am.
by what month you are.
Okay.
I'm
That's
the year
interesting.
of the monkey. Yeah, which I'm really cool. I fucking love monkeys.
How does that work?
Bananas, get out of
How
here.
does that work?
94?
92.
92.
94, I think, is a dog.
I think we're
I'm the
we're
rooster. I'm
we're both the
93.
rooster. Yeah.
I'm
we're
93,
93.
man.
Dog is 94, supposed to be about loyalty.
Interesting.
A
I think
rooster,
96 the dragon.
2000 is definitely the
Yeah, you
dragon.
gotta be young to be a dragon.
Yeah, my
Bro.
sister, my
Yeah.
youngest sister's a
Didn't know that.
dragon. That's what I
Okay.
know.
So that means my sister's a dragon. She was born 2000. Or
Yeah,
2001.
but Travis, I'm definitely interested. Please tell me so when I post in the description, I want to put your person.
Oh, yeah. How long
Yeah,
how long did you want to keep going? Because
Um,
I mean, like I said, I'm down for however long this ends up being. I
cool.
don't-
So you came here at like 8:30, and it's 10 now.
yeah, it's
So
about an hour and a half.
we could probably
podcast.
go to like maybe like 10:30 if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm down for whatever, man.
All right,
Just-
cool.
I'm down
Yeah,
for just
we-
talking.
We can keep going though. But
So,
yeah,
I had
what
one.
do you say?
I had one for you real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Who's your biggest inspiration, if it's musically or film or even paint,
That's
Ooh,
cool.
or-
film, paint, art in general.
art in general?
Interesting. I think a very huge. I'll go by chronologically, like as I grew up. Like I figured out I wanted to do this in like the 8th grade, and I moved to Bristol, moved back to Bristol from being in Jersey, like 2011, 2010, and I had my first solo, and I wasn't sure if I, you know what I'm saying, I was a little
Is this in the choir?
nervous, real nervous.
In the choir?
In choir, yeah. Had my first singing solo, and then after I did it, I had no idea my teacher was doing this, but she brought everybody in the whole school to the auditorium. So I was sick.
How old
I
are you
was
now?
13,
Oh, you must be
13,
so
turning 14.
nervous, dude.
So nervous.
Oh my god.
So nervous. I didn't know they could do that. I thought it was like, all right, we're gonna wait till the parents come like later. Set me up. Set all of us up really, but I did it, and then the reaction was like decent, like not. It was pretty decent. I was like, well, all right, maybe I should be doing this.
Cool.
And then from that point, like, I'd always sung a little, but never really like spotlight type stuff. But from there, I was like, maybe I should be doing this. And then fast forward, around that time, I was listening to so much Drake. It was 2010.
2010.
Thank Me Later.
Okay.
I started going down the catalog,
So far
everything. Oh man,
I remember when
Everything.
That stuff was new. I remember that.
Bro, swept the world.
dog.
Swept the world, bro.
Like that summer right before Take Care was like the most hypest Drake season I feel like ever. Cause like he
First album
back
was so good.
his back stuff like Dreams Money Could Buy,
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Club Paradise.
Comeback season.
Club
Comeback
Paradise.
season.
I'm
I
still
put
mad
on
that he never
repeat.
put that on the album.
I'm mad he didn't put Free Spirit on the album either.
That too, and you can't download them anymore. They're
well,
only
I-
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Unless you
I have the
download
OGs.
them. You're lucky because
I got the
do
OGs.
not- do not
I
have
put them
them.
right in my email. I was like, bet. It's like no, but
We're in 2010.
2010, yeah.
Drake was huge for you.
20, yeah, huge, way huge. that slowly died down. Like I think like a little bit after high school, I was like, all right, I don't know what you're doing anymore. This is like,
That's real.
I think I started losing a taste for him. Weekend is huge, but that's one more year. Freshman year, get to the Miguel phase.
Oh, Girls in the Banana Clip by Miguel.
No, that sounds
One
wild.
of my
That
favorite.
Kaleidoscope?
That is right before Kaleidoscope. That's All I Want Is You. Around there, because 2010, 2011.
That song, man.
That album was wild. I listened to a lot of him.
Was
Frank-
Quickie on that one? That was Quickie,
Quickie, yep. Quickie, Hero, All I Want Is You. Yeah. What was it? Frank Ocean. Fire.
Blonde.
right? Was
No, this was Channel Nostalgia Ultra and
Nostalgia
Channel Orange, yeah.
Channel Orange
Oh.
was 2012.
First song I heard of his was
Channel
Novocaine,
Ultra.
Wow.
and that was
Okay.
2011. It came out as a single.
Mine was,
And Swim Good.
That was the first song I heard by him, and I was like, this guy's a star.
Dog is phenomenal.
What's the one song? We All Try. You know
Oh,
that
yeah,
song?
that was
Oh,
on
I
Nostalgia
love-
Ultra.
Love
Yep.
that song.
Yep, fire.
Not to distract you, but I think for me, I think Channel Orange is a perfect album, and I think Pyramids is arguably one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life.
I wasn't that big
It's-
a fan of Pyramids.
It's
Perfect.
it's long.
Listen,
It's
it's
a long-
I,
It's
I
long
like that 'cause
and
it's a
good
concept.
transitions.
That transition when she's working at the
Building at the pyramid tonight.
when
That is
that
a great
beat
part.
drops, pimping in my car.
Convo, yeah.
Bro, when I was listening to
Bubbles in my champagne, let it be so serious. Normal shells with my cigars.
that, dude, when he did that,
Tough.
because he went from different.
Oh, still
and I was
the
rocking. I'm like, you know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of Remember the Time, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it had that.
So I
It was
feeling
upbeat. It was upbeat, and then
The second half reminded me of T-Pain, and I was like, oh my
Interesting.
god, I was like, this is like the best of both worlds for me.
such a
Sorry.
beautiful song. No,
And
please
Pilot
do.
Jones. That
Oh man, Pilot Jones, get me high. Fire.
So you were kind of forced into a situation to perform, to express yourself.
Yeah, that was wild. That was an experience
And
for
that was the
sure.
push.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
That definitely did a lot. And then like that during that year, like I started like me and a couple guys we got together, did like a sort of band type thing.
Cool.
And we played like for prep rallies and stuff like that. It was awesome
Nice.
experience. It like really grounded my like this is what I want to do.
Is this
Like it planned
2012?
the idea 2011. So spring 2011 like then moving I had to move during my freshman year and I moved here BHS. Same situation. I just decided to take what I knew from that experience and just plug it in with what I had in front of me. Got with the choir teacher, Miss Ruiz, bless her soul. She's like a mom to me. She's awesome. I didn't like her at first. She was real strict. She was strict.
Was she
Strict. Yeah.
Wait a
Was
minute.
she the one that
Short.
taught us music?
Oh, don't tell me she passed.
Oh, she the best. What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you said rest in peace.
God
Oh.
forbid.
No.
Oh, that's what. Yeah. So when you said God bless her soul, I was like,
No. She
piano teacher.
no. God forbid. Not
oh
gonna.
my god, I was about to say.
Everybody.
Not going with.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely still
Sorry
close with her.
for
She,
that energy.
I just put that. I put a picture of the plaque up, and she commented like she's definitely supportive and everything.
That's
Definitely.
That's awesome.
By the way,
Um,
congratulations on that.
Thank you, man.
That's
Yeah,
appreciate
that
that.
looks pretty
Thank
sweet.
you,
Is that
man.
hanging up somewhere?
Yeah, it's right next to the monitor.
So they
So
emailed
yeah.
you and said that you're gonna send that, right? And by the for people who don't know, he got a plaque today that just verifies him for 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is humongous.
Which is hard to do in this time.
It's hard to do and it's hard to configure. So anybody who's watching who has 100,000, you got to do it on the 15th or the 30th. That's the day it pops up in your notifications. And if you miss that day, you got to wait another 2 weeks.
Oh, I see.
So I didn't know that because we hit 100,000 in March.
Oh wow.
Well, there's no
So-
really
or
way
April,
you can
I'd
control
rather.
that, right? I mean, that's all
Can't
dependent on your
control it, no.
subscribers.
Yeah. But like, there's like, you have to go in your account, wait to the specific day that it shows up, and then
To
follow through.
apply to get the
Yeah.
plaque.
Yeah. And then they send you a verification number and your tracking information.
So how long did it take from
It was
process you sent it in to get it?
probably like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
It flew by fast. It was way faster than expected. because I thought they said, I think it was like 8 to 25 weeks could have gone up to. And it was neither of those.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, that's dope. Yeah.
So we're back in 2011.
Yeah, 2012. Right.
Miss Ruiz, you didn't like her at first.
I didn't like her at first, but she was really strict, but it was for a reason.
Yeah, you think she saw
Because-
potential in you?
Yeah, with any of her students. Like, she's just believes in them and like,
You said choir? She was choir?
she's choir. So when you sign up for choir, you get choir homeroom. Now here's the thing: she was in control of giving you your progress reports.
Okay.
So if you was ever out of control with your grades, she would let everybody know. She's really the reason why I was on my P's and Q's with my grades. Dog, that's nuts, bro. And she had everybody's home numbers.
Of course she did.
Bro, crazy.
You
Pressure
don't
was on.
get teachers like that.
Pressure's
anymore.
like that, man.
But it's good.
It's
It's
great.
good because like me looking now is like, yeah, I needed it.
Yeah.
Because back then I was like, come on.
I remember Louise, man. I had her for piano lab. She would actually
Yeah.
hit my finger.
She would hit you.
Hit my finger with her hand lightly, not abusively, people. Like if I was doing stuff.
I remember.
I
love her.
thinking like this isn't
love
that
her.
deep.
We were
I
in the
was
same
like,
class,
because
huh?
I'm taking this class like just to do something so I can pass. But like, you're right. She takes it seriously because she wants you to learn.
She wants you to learn.
wants
She
you to
forced me
learn.
to play Beethoven's Fifth.
How'd you do?
I got an A, but
you learned
it
that-
took me.
A minute,
I
right?
think it was Beethoven's.
Yeah.
Fifth.
I think
that
you weren't in piano lab with me, but yeah. Well,
I had
that was one
I
of
had
the
because
things
you
that-
were
yeah.
Aunt Nick.
I was
I
by
think I
myself in that class, man. It was me and a whole bunch of
I
other
was.
classes,
I
but
was.
that's neither
yes,
here nor
same.
there.
Yeah, she was definitely, God bless her soul. For real. Alive and well.
Yeah,
God bless her soul.
totally. Man.
But yeah, so 2012. Yeah, major influences: Frank Ocean, The Weeknd, in that year. Miguel, top 3 artists I listened to that year. Sophomore year, 2012, 2013. I put out this first project I ever put out. It was pretty garbage looking at it now, but that really got me through the door. I was like, all right, bet. A little EP. I didn't know what an EP was exactly at the time. It was 10 tracks, so it's pretty much an album.
For those that don't know, EP is extended play.
Extended play and
LP.
how long? It's
EP.
20 minutes, right?
No,
20 or less?
Technically, an EP has to be under 30 minutes.
30.
An LP, to get qualified for a Grammy, has to be at least 6 songs and at least 22 minutes in length
Okay, that's for LP or for
for
EP?
an LP.
LP.
What was LP
Interesting.
stand for?
Long play.
Long play.
And EP has to be shorter, correct?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, so at the time I didn't know that, so I just saw EP. I was like, all right, yeah, it's just my EP. It's a mixtape, album, whatever you
Also,
want to call
sounds
it.
cool to say EP.
It
I'm
does.
dropping
It does. It sounds formal. It sounds like mixtape, but more formal.
Right.
More formal than
It
mixtape.
sounds commercial.
Yeah.
And that's how when Kanye, All Good Music, did the 7 songs, they skated by that rule. 'Cause you
So it's
can't-
technically an LP then, right?
Yeah, they're LPs because they're all over 22 minutes in length and they're
And
over
7 tracks.
7 tracks.
Interesting.
Cool. So you dropped that, and it wasn't exactly up to par with your recent work, but
Well, yeah. But I needed the experience
of course.
for the drop to see where people are coming from, get as much information as possible. That's when I started my YouTube channel.
Right.
So getting everything set up, I was like, I'll be real official about this. I'll make my Twitter, my IG, everything. It wasn't until this year that I made my Instagram my actual name, because it was Jed the Boss, right?
Nice.
Crazy, out of control. Made that in freshman year. Yeah, we switched it up to Kid Travis this year, but 2013, 2014, I'm trying to think. It wasn't until 13 I started doing the covers.
So wait, where did that name come from?
Kid Travis?
Yeah.
Oh man.
This is your gamer tag?
No, believe it or not, it would be though if I still play
Because
it.
I know that's a lot. Post Malone did his through
It is on Overwatch. I'm not gonna lie.
Kid
It
Travis.
is Kid Travis on
Nice.
Overwatch, yeah. But
Breaking.
it's pretty dope. I play way too much, so I need to chill out.
Oh yeah.
My pops, he would sing in bars and clubs with my mom, play piano and have her sing, and they both sing. His stage name was Travis.
Oh, okay.
No one knew why either, so that was that. And then so I'm the kid, so
Oh.
Kid Travis.
I like
guess yeah.
I'm really curious as to why your dad picked that.
Yeah. Did you ask?
No,
him
he didn't
ever?
pick it. People pick it for him. They just started
Oh.
calling him that.
Is
So
his name
it could
Travis?
no.
Hey, Travis.
So
That's
this could have
amazing.
been just some accidental
Like
miscommunication
thought
for
his name was
somebody.
Travis, and he
Yeah.
went with it.
Yeah, so that's what I heard that story and I was like, Kid Travis.
That's awesome, though. I like that.
I think it works.
I really like that.
And then after doing it so long, I was like, there's no way I'm changing this.
Of course.
Just resetting your name is a hell of a lot of work.
Mhm.
It's like shedding a skin.
Dog is crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
And
do you
then-
feel like let me ask you this: do you feel like when you take on that Kid Travis persona, you have a different kind of personality, you have a different way of walking, different way of talking?
It's pretty much saying, do you have a rap voice or a singing voice?
I like that.
Well, no, that's not. I feel like with a new name comes a new identity in a way.
A new identity.
Very true.
I'm still exploring who
Okay.
Kid Travis is. I don't know yet. I don't really know yet, to be honest. Whether or not it's different, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I think it's still pretty new. But they're similar, for sure. Yeah. So brothers, if that makes any sense.
Right. So maybe it's fair to say that 2012 was kind of your transformation into Kid Travis. And how old were you back then, if you don't mind me asking?
2012, I had just turned 15.
Okay, so here's the question I want to know.
Sure.
The answer to. So you said that in 2012, that's when you started your YouTube channel.
2013. 2012, 2013,
Okay,
yeah.
so like that season going over into it. And you're 15 years old. There's a lot of people that they want to do something around that age, but they don't take. You said like I started taking it seriously. I wanted it to be professional.
Yeah.
What gave you that drive, man? Because especially at 15 years old, man, like that's something that's really remarkable to me. Is that you decided this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna be consistent with it. A lot of people phase out. What drew you to that?
I think I started seeing young YouTube creators like me, or like that I could definitely, or I could visualize with. One of them was I saw this kid play the guitar on YouTube for a little bit. His channel was pretty small, but like I consistently watched it. I was like, hey, I could do the same time. I could do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So I found that relationship to be like, all right, I can do this too. Why not?
Right.
You know, and then I also saw the way that I studied a lot of artists and what they do. I looked at their channels, their socials, and they all have the same setup. It's like, this is the official page of blank, blank, blank. This is the official blank of this. This is the official blank of this.
Yeah.
So I started to like really want to be like, just, I don't know, sort of professional. It's hard to say professional because I still don't know what I'm doing to this day. But
I was gonna say
Yeah.
after that EP dropped, what happened next?
after that EP, the year after, pretty much, that summer leading into it, I started working on the next thing. That was called Press Play.
And
That
at this
was
point, do you have a job, or you just throwing
This
all your
was-
energy into music?
this is all my energy in the music. This was finding little things from house computer parts, grabbing everything that I had at my disposal
Yeah.
to try to make the best thing I could make. That was on So Cold too. That was on the first EP. Yo, the setup was wild on the first project and the second. Like a laptop with an Atom processor with a broken monitor,
So you didn't
plugged
like, how
into
did you
another
see anything?
plugged into another monitor, into a like actual monitor. Right? That's not even the worst part. The microphone. You ever see like a podium microphone?
Yeah.
That's what I recorded on, with a sock on top.
That joint in my closet, bro.
Is it still there?
Dude, most people would have seen the cracked screen and gave up there.
Gave up,
what
bro.
What gave you the energy?
Because it wasn't what was important. I felt like what was important is if I could record this audio. I was using Audacity. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is.
Yeah,
Audacity,
Audacity.
the free recording platform.
Open source.
Yeah, there you go. Recorded on there. I even plugged in. I knew how the laptop had a mic input. Plugged it into my phone. I had a beat pad on my phone through an app. Made like just sample like I would tap the kick, tap the snare, tap the hi-hat, clip those in the program and just drag them to wherever I want. Make the beat there. I had
On your phone.
no.
On
The
iPad.
the beat, the percussion was on the phone,
Okay.
linked up to my
I
laptop
see.
and recording what was being
Oh
played.
my god.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, dude.
Unnecessary.
It's giving me a headache.
But it was the only thing I knew about, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just keep doing this.
Right.
Oh, did it crash, bro? It was crashing every 5 seconds.
Did you only do this setup for that project? And after that, where you're like, all right, I need to upgrade.
The first 2 projects were on that.
Okay.
We upgraded. There was a little project I did in my senior year called Rewind. That was a little bit. It sounded sonically better. No, that's what I'm about to get into. I'm about to get into that.
Did that project have your music video that was in the
School?
track gym? The gym?
No, that was Press Play. That was Native Hearts.
That's the one that that's how I found out about you on that one.
And honestly, having to plug, I have to say this too, because having to plug in OTN in high school really helped spread things like wildfire. It was wild. Matt was in OTN since like sophomore year, junior year, senior year. I didn't get in until senior year, and you're not really supposed to do that because you have to take the intro class.
That's how I was too. I skipped the intro class.
Yeah. So he put me in the intro and the regular class in the same day.
No, actually, that was my scenario as well. I remember now it was synonymous. One day it was intro, and the other day it was studio.
Oh, you switched? Oh, okay, switch it up.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's real dope. Yeah. But OTN, are we all OTN alumni?
Nah,
Only
just
him.
Only?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah, man. I ended up doing it for a living too. I work in television now. So
Dope. It helps a lot, don't it?
yeah, it was cool.
Knowing your way around like tech.
Oh yeah, totally, man.
Dope.
Yeah,
Real dope.
that helps you to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, you set this up pretty nicely.
Shot him
It's
all
alright,
the
it's getting better.
self-thoughts.
Yeah, Shot was he wasn't in OTN, but he came by a lot, and you know it was a chill place. It was a pretty dope place. Mills, shout out to CJ Mills.
out of the ponytail.
Even with choir, it just showed up.
Yeah, showed up. Yeah, because I mean that.
Any of those classes,
Yeah,
it's just like,
in BHS, nobody was actually at where they were supposed to be ever.
Dude, never.
Never.
That's and then they try to do that whole sweet thing.
Oh,
Dude, you had kids wearing Nike shorts under skinny jeans, going to gym
yeah.
when they didn't have gym.
We could dive into high school. I just don't want to leave what Travis is saying right now.
Sure.
But yeah.
What was I saying?
So you're saying you had to plug in OTN that helped a lot.
Yeah, to spread for that was due to Matt Gold. He actually uploaded the video on OTN's computer, and just dope. Everybody there is like, they're really just a loving environment. Definitely farthest thing from toxic.
Right.
If they see even a little spark in what you could do, they'll try to push it no matter how it sounds, no
Very
matter what.
positive.
Yeah, very extremely positive. And that's helped create, even in the way in life that I like experience now, is like just a better way to look at things. There's always another perspective. But going back on, so senior year had his little project, Rewind. Same stuff. I didn't put enough effort into it. I'll say that much, because I started questioning whether or not I should be doing this, and if I was just doing it for fun.
What made you think that?
Just the situations I got myself into. At the time, I had a girlfriend.
I see.
You know, you start. You know what I'm saying? Love is something crazy.
Shad.
You start making
definitely.
question your entire existence.
Shad
And
is
everything.
off screen
Yeah.
shaking his
Pup.
head.
I say it differently. Puppy love. Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't think it was real?
I'm not even gonna say that. All I'm saying is, when you're young,
smacked you in the face though.
oh for sure, oh for sure. I needed the experience. I'm gonna say that because, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it provided inspiration.
Cool.
For sure. Fast forward, that was 2015.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 2016. I meet Rob Lola, Robert Morales. He's talented. This man
He's
has
in a lot of your
vocals,
videos, right?
dog. This man's vocals are insane. We are witnessing Bieber.
Is he on a song doing any?
A lot of them.
recent? Which
a
one?
lot. We just dropped a song called "Stay the Night." It's actually it's at 10K I think now.
Nice.
Yeah. We dropped it how many days ago? And Shot actually did some of the writing for Rob on there too as well. Shout out to Shot.
So wait, how many follow or how many listens in how many days?
I'm trying to figure. Was it last Friday? Last Saturday, technically.
Not last. Midnight. So
Yeah.
last
So it's Saturday. Last Saturday, and today's
10K in about a
Wednesday.
week.
4-5 days.
Not even.
So on Spotify,
Saturday.
it's
Like first week release.
It's like 4K on Spotify and 10K on YouTube.
Wow,
Goodness,
nice.
Thank you.
I'll take
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
For you guys. That's
Appreciate it, man.
awesome. For both
Thank
of
you.
If only you could see the
That's-
Apple numbers.
Oh man. Oh,
It's
I
kind of.
can sort of, but it's
So
real.
hard.
It's like inaccurate.
Yeah.
But yeah. And those are organically grown. We don't run any promotional campaigns.
How have things changed for you mentally now? You do get these lessons.
It took a lot of the pressure off. I'll tell you that because on and off because now I know that whatever we post is like guaranteed to hit a couple thousand in whatever night we put it out. So that's better than a couple 10 or like 10 or 20, which we were doing on the older projects. So 2016, I'm going back to there because it's important. Me and Rob, we do this cover of Work by Rihanna with Drake the day of.
I remember that.
And we see this crazy jump that we'd never seen before.
Right.
40K. Seems pretty small, but like that's
Nah,
enormous at the
that's
time.
That's huge.
That's
Especially when you're not
enormous at
used
the
to
time.
that.
Yeah, dude, like nothing had over 10.
Mhm.
So like that was like, wow. Like this is serious.
Mhm.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say, what you did was impressive because that's a quick turnaround. So, of course, those numbers are going to reflect that because you put it on the same day.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. So like learning that, we were like, dude, we got to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Like this is wild. Yeah. Yeah. And then we started doing things, but we got lazy with it. I still have the same job then that I have now, but I was working all week. I maybe had like a day or two off a week. And like when people drop things, it's like hard to get, access to it. And we were working with FL then, and it was way more difficult than the program I'm using now. I use Ableton now. It's way more difficult, man. Tracking out Fruity Loops. Oh yeah. Just like creating covers. I could do a cover in Ableton 5 times faster. Promise you.
I think Ableton's hard as hell.
Dog, it's so easy, bro.
Well, you two know what you're like
Well,
ins and outs.
sort of.
Obviously.
Was
But-
it ever hard for you, or is it just
Oh,
so easy now because you've done it for
It's
so long?
it's easy now. Just Ableton is just a wonderful program. I feel like it's just amazing.
Okay. Don't you can't bash FL.
I'm not gonna bash it. I'm just saying. It took a long time. It took a longer time than Ableton. That's all I'm saying.
FL basically, if you deal with FL, you can deal with any DAW. besides
Yes,
Cubase.
yeah. FL is like the battleground for
Yeah.
knowing what you're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah.
For sure. I needed it. I'm not gonna say it didn't serve me well, but it definitely we would have to do in order to make a cover. It would take us like somewhere over 5 or 6 hours.
Interesting.
Now
Now it's taking like half of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So cut the time. I have more time to do the video edit. And that's just for making the song. That's not even included all the video editing and this and that and the other. So now we're looking at 4 hours total to do one, depending on how easy the song is.
Right.
Because if it's a real basic Drake song, you could just, you know what I'm saying?
You just use. I think you use one camera, right?
Yeah, I use the Canon Rebel T3i.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So I got a Canon Rebel XS.
Okay. How was
But
it?
it's no video on it. It's just straight DSLR.
Ah, okay. No video? It doesn't have a video option? Interesting.
So now you're doing these covers in a routine way. Ever since that spike,
Yeah.
you obviously you're a smart guy. You did the math. You continue to do this.
We
build.
Yeah, we did that in the first half of 2016, and I wasn't really too sure if I wanted to keep doing this because I also wanted to drop original stuff too.
Of course.
But when you at that point, I was having fun doing it, so I was like, all right, let's just keep doing this. Toward the end of 2016, that's when I wanted to put out my original stuff. So I started taking a break from the covers. I'm not going to say it was a mistake to do so because I still like how everything planned out. But if I had the chance, I would probably go back and just keep focusing on the covers. Because at that point, I dropped Anthem and Fake Love that just came out. So I put a link in there, and Anthem ended up doing like 12K in a month.
Wow.
At that point, at that time, it was like, whoa, that's a lot. But and then Fake Love ended up doing like 500,000. Yeah, dude is wild.
500K, man.
Fake love, because we did it the day of.
Sheesh.
But then we have lyric videos trying to.
Yep.
There's probably still up there now because I can't. But I didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
You have to make a submission claim, copyright claim.
Which is now getting harder to do.
So harder, bro. Because it's like you put in the claim for everything. YouTube decided on when YouTube decides to take action. You're losing.
It's
You're
not
losing.
a person. It's an algorithm.
Interesting.
And the algorithm is flagging things, and there's no one watching. That's why a lot of these creatives are getting fed up with YouTube, because before YouTube would have people that would
someone
monitor
needs
it.
to hop in there and you know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of people, especially the big ones,
Mm-hmm.
like let's say PewDiePie or Drama Alert, to get him demonetized for stuff that doesn't have anything that's worth getting demonetized.
Yeah.
But wasn't the whole point of the algorithm to stop harmful videos from coming
It
on
was. It was
YouTube?
supposed to do fast, but now videos getting flagged for not even having anything.
Really?
Yeah.
So at what was happening in 2016 is people were stealing our audio and putting it on lyric videos, monetizing those videos.
Oh.
You get 2 million views. That's like $2,000.
So wait, they're stealing your songs?
Oh, let me love you. We ended up beating somebody to it.
Let Me Love You was like a.
Let me love you,
that was
Justin
like,
Bieber.
That was like the start of us like getting ahead.
you?
Let me love you, Justin
DJ
Bieber.
Snake,
Oh,
with
okay,
DJ
okay.
Snake,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like we had to like get ahead of that because
So we beat them with a lyric video, put it on his channel. That ended up being 2 million.
Wow.
So wild, right?
So you said $2 million translated to $2,000.
2,000
What was
roughly,
your thought?
roughly,
Because I like where you're going.
roughly. Yeah.
How does that math go?
Okay, so roughly you get $1. No, I'm not even. Yeah, you get
Point
$1
five.
every 1,000. Roughly,
okay.
roughly. But like, here's the thing though. Depending on the CPM, and that's like the number of what your view is worth changes.
I see.
And I talked to this YouTube representative. She said it depends on it's some algorithm, another algorithm. So I don't know how. It's just in the air because you're never gonna know exactly what you're gonna make from whatever.
Right.
You just want to see like how far it could reach and get the most out of your content. But you have people stealing our audio, making lyric videos out of it. Not only does it stop our cover from reaching the height it can go, but we're losing money, exposure,
So
and
wait. So let me
traffic.
get this straight. So they're stealing the cover that you made. You made a cover of this song.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to monetize by stealing that song
Audio,
that you made a cover
the
from.
MP3,
and
yes.
making a lyric video for the views. Is that
Yes.
correct? Wow.
Yes, and this is happening. Like
Fucked
I have a playlist on here for people who stole from our channel.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
called
he has
People
one.
Jacked Us Speak.
Like if I go into
That's
this right now,
wild though.
look at this. Like, and then you'll see deleted videos. Those are from
That's how it always
those are from
happens,
the
man. Always happens.
claims. Sniper Wolf ended up using one of our things.
I remember you said
Yeah.
that on Twitter.
Yeah, out of
And
pocket.
she never said anything about it. And
I wasn't
it's
gonna-
up to
Who's
this day.
Sniper? Who's Sniper?
Sniper
A
Wolf.
girl who fakes video games.
Oh, dude.
Who fakes video games? What do you mean?
That was a broad. That is a broad.
Like, what do you mean she fakes?
Oh wait, what did I say?
fakes
Yeah.
video games.
I was like, how does one
No,
do that?
Yeah, my bad.
That was pretty broad.
So what she does is, okay, so she's an attractive woman, right? So
Yeah.
she
Well, that's always a plus, right?
it is. So what she does is when you have that culture of people who play video games, typically women who play video games, no offense, and this isn't my words, but this is just the culture surrounding it, is that the women are typically not the prettiest. So when you have a pretty woman playing games, especially on Twitch,
It's rare.
live, people are like, whoa.
Rarity.
It's like, whoa, what's going on? And it turns out when they're good at the game, like, whoa, she's sick.
She's
Never
sick
saw
and
her
she's
hand.
hot.
Thinking of,
Yeah.
thinking of,
You never saw her
That
hands.
makes me think of. I think her name was Morgan Webb. Do you remember?
I know from
Do you remember X-Play? Yeah. She was.
She was
That was
an
always a
actual
big. That was
gamer.
always a big
Like,
controversy.
Olivia Munn.
Yeah,
Olivia Munn.
yeah. Well, Olivia Munn. I don't think she
No,
was a
she-
gamer.
no, she was a gamer.
She was just attacking the show.
No, here's the thing. On Attack Show, she
You sound like
actually
you got something to say, Andrew.
no, she was a gamer and she did all the tech reviews herself.
That's
Like she
wild.
did the research.
So she's
behind it.
legit.
So she's legit. She's a really good journalist, and so is Morgan Webb. I love Morgan.
Yeah,
Webb.
I loved Morgan Webb.
But what
X-Play.
Sniper Wolf was doing was that you never saw her hands,
Okay.
and you're just like she would talk.
What are these hands?
Because you know how
do?
she started getting caught? She would talk, and she talks with her hands. I remember this one time, I forget what game she was playing. She had a hand up just like talking.
And playing at the same
and
time?
game was playing. it's like one, your wrong hands
Dude,
up.
it was like that scene in Toy Story where Woody takes Buzz's arm and shows everybody on the other side.
Oh,
Bro,
my
because the
God.
character's moving, everyone knows that the left side of the controller moves the character. So she was like, yeah, something like this. And the character was going straight. And people were like, what?
Yo, that's actually
She got a
low-key
third
really
arm.
funny.
Yeah,
That's
it's
hilarious.
hysterical. And she made so much money. And I don't know what she's up to now, but whenever I think of her, I get like so annoyed because she
It seems like
caused a bad name for a lot of female like gamers.
Yeah.
Because
It's like
of that.
clout. It's like major clout.
And she was the one that was showing a lot of cleavage too.
Right.
So she was also a cosplayer. You know, she did a lot of things.
I mean, get your bread.
Get your bread.
Yeah.
But when it's the lying part, like the
Cosplay has
integrity,
become a huge thing.
it's massive.
Like this is a good example right here. Look, it's my voice.
That's your voice. Is
That is not my video. 316K.
that someone just?
Yeah,
So Travis, is
Wow.
this one account that's doing it, or there's multiple accounts?
bro, it's widespread. So many.
So
many?
many.
Dude, there's like seven. There's
Use that guy.
Like, it would-
Seven-
it would, like, it would literally take up,
316,000?
like an hour.
Did you put a claim on this?
yeah.
Yo, I used
And
to
I'm waiting for YouTube. I made a claim to that last night, and I'm waiting for YouTube to follow through.
You're fucking
So-
with my world, man. Like I used to think lyric videos were so innocent. Now I gotta think twice before I click on
You
them.
got to be careful. Make sure if you find, and like, I'm not saying that you have to do this, but if you find
how do
somebody
you,
else,
how do you find that someone's playing your
I type in Drake.
covers?
What was that? In My Feelings. Drake in My Feelings lyrics, and I scan through every single lyric video to make sure it's not us.
Wow.
And sometimes
So
you know
what do
things
take,
slip.
like an hour, 2 hours just
So
to go
I
through.
just want to call this person out. This YouTube account is Artazia, Artazia, in the description they don't tag you at all.
No,
man.
that's crazy, right?
Which is it's insane.
So how long
disrespectful,
so how
but
long
it
does a
is.
claim take to go through?
Anywhere from either a day to weeks upon weeks.
And you still won't receive any of the monetization.
You don't receive any of the monetization
Even if you
either.
win the case,
Even
you
if
don't
you
get
claim,
any
Yeah.
money.
you don't get any of the money.
None of
You
it.
don't.
On top
And
of
they
that,
do. They just get
YouTube
a
is
no.
funny out here.
But they get the credit. Oh,
Fake love. Some dude made a fake music video.
Yep.
That John hit like what million?
couple million. I forget
Couple
what
million
kind, but it was
So
ridiculous.
that's like probably like that's
Couple
anywhere
thousand,
between,
couple
like,
$1,000.
couple $1,000. He'll
So
never
what
see
did
that
yours
money.
get?
Oh, it's only 500,000, so that's half a million.
So
So,
So he could
never-
have 3 million views.
So he'll never see
Roughly.
any of that money that came from
no, never.
dudes making fake music videos and putting his audio.
The
in there.
reason why God's Plan did the decent is because we were on that. We were on making sure nobody did that.
And
Is there any
and
way
the X
to-
one too, right?
Yeah,
I forget what
sad.
that one got to.
That's
there-
2.3.
Have you
Is there
found any
any-
claims or
I didn't
Still
actually have to because we were just so on it.
yeah?
Like, but at first, but you know, recently it's been difficult because how many covers we're doing right now is like
Yeah.
insane.
Some dude actually copied your cover that John was playing.
Oh, the Spanish Bowl?
He did in Spanish.
So Travis and Chad, do you guys reach out to these YouTube accounts and be like, hey, what are you guys doing?
No.
Nowadays
Instant
I
claim.
start wilding
Instant claim.
in the
If they
comments.
use our audio and didn't ask permission, that's an instant claim.
So you just don't even bother reaching out
No,
to them.
no,
So
there's
how
no
does someone
point.
ask for permission? Do they have to like contact
Contact
you?
me.
Or is
Like
it on the
I
video?
have 3-4 different platforms on my YouTube alone. Hit me up on any one of those.
Whoever's watching this, listen up.
Yeah. Hit me up. Preferably Instagram. DM me if. And you ask permission before you upload the video. Don't upload and then say, "Oh yeah, by the
And
way."
then what gets me
Yeah.
tight is the people that upload it and put their credits in the description.
In the
Like-
description,
like it was
all the way
okay.
at the end, like it was
for you
okay.
to do that. Like, like you consulted us. Make
And
it seem like you consulted us.
Here's the wild thing: we also have Nightcore videos. Nightcore, for those who do not know, are sped up versions of your songs
Yeah.
to make it a sound like, or to fit the aesthetic of
Oh yeah, like
anime pictures.
The pitches
and-
up, yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
a lo-fi.
or even like
Oh, I
Sorta
know
like
you're
lo-fi.
talking about. I know
Childish
you're talking
Gambino when they're like Childish Gambino.
Nightcore version.
Yeah, think Alvin
No.
and
Like
Chipmunks.
in the
Oh,
next
okay,
room,
okay.
They,
like
I've
that.
seen those too.
Yeah.
There's up there. They're there too.
Okay.
So
Crazy.
same thing, but they just pitched it up. No,
What
no
they're
revenue.
doing, what they're doing to your videos,
Yeah.
Nightcore.
Hold on.
Wow. And that list of videos that he claimed is long.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Only
that's-
about
that's-
half of them are
That's
down though.
disgusting.
That's what's wild.
It's crazy. Like we'll never see any of that.
Bro, do you know how much money that is that could have been
Oh.
to your guys'
Bro,
thousands?
I'd be out of my job right now. This is
That makes me sick just
434,000
thinking about,
views.
man.
I'm just thinking of it because you scrolled. I saw maybe close to over 100 videos.
Yeah.
Bro,
Over
look
100
how-
times, whatever. 100 as well.
That makes me sick.
it's
just
close to
thinking about
200 grand.
Yeah. 400. What? 443,000.
right now?
No, this is posted.
April. He put your thing in it though.
I told him, like,
Oh,
you
so you
better,
told him
yeah,
to?
at this point, like, if you're going to do it, like, and I don't think that I could get past that because it's pitched, so the algorithm probably can't match.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for the same frequency that doesn't exist in that
Right,
video.
so
You
I
know
don't
what
even
that,
wanna
you
get
want to know
into
what the algorithm listens to?
What?
The algorithm doesn't listen to the pitch. It listens to how long the production's actually in the song.
Oh, interesting.
So it goes
So
by,
it's-
I think it goes by 15 or 30 seconds.
So if that's sped up,
They can't tell.
yeah,
can't
there's no
tell.
way you can touch it.
But luckily, you two have very distinctive voices.
right. Yeah.
So you have a distinct voice. So like,
people are, and,
sped up or not, you have a certain cadence to your voice.
okay.
I think that's how you're able to pick that. Oh, that's mine. That's 100% mine.
I listen to the, like, production, too, so, like, if
Mm-hmm.
I hear it, I'm like, nobody did that, I did that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
because you do change a lot of production. Because you did a
Little bit.
Latin remix to, I forget what song it was. I think it was a Dre song. You you put a guitar on it instead of, was it God's Plan? Was it God's Plan? God's Plan. Yeah, because Billboard said, "Oh, here's a Latin remix cover
Yeah.
of God's Plan."
the Latin thing threw me off, though. I didn't know what it meant by Latin.
Yeah, because I remember reading. I remember seeing that on. I typed in Google. I typed in God's Plan cover of Kid Travis, and a Billboard, like
Does
Billboard music, popped up,
Those wild.
and they did a whole one-page spread on it, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I gotta shout out to the woman who, like, made that article. I forget your name. I'm sorry, but that was really kind of you to do
Did
that.
she contact you?
She did not. She has a Twitter though, so I'm gonna try to reach out soon. She was really nice about it. Said nice things.
So yeah,
Definitely.
you're at war with these YouTube people, and I guess that's the bittersweet part of putting something online is like, yeah, you can profit from your gift and your dream, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you open yourself up to all these thieves, man.
I feel like it's a blessing and a curse because
Right.
this pushes me to make sure that we are so big that when we put this out, it beats any. Yeah. So if we put out,
practice for the originals,
yeah,
'cause, like,
that too, practice for originals. And if we post something, and like if I post a cover tonight and it hits way more than any other lyric video could ever get, I'm beating them. I'm gonna beat them anyway.
Right.
So that makes me want to push the channel to get big enough so that we won't have that problem
To
just because of
become-
clout.
Undeniable.
Yeah.
What if you put because you know how a lot of DJs do tags in a song, so it's hard to.
I've done that a couple times, but it really takes away from it, like the enjoyment of everything. Because if I put that in every 5 seconds, or if it's just at the beginning, sometimes I just do it at the beginning, but
If you did in
it
the
gets.
middle, where they can't cut it out. They would have to cut the song, like just something,
Yeah.
something weird, like a tag.
Some people edit it out.
will loop just the chorus.
They will do the most just so that doesn't happen.
Guys, man.
So
You know what's weird? It's probably like 13-year-old kids too.
Yeah.
That, you know what I think it is? I think
It's a
you're probably
good-
right. It probably is 13-year-old.
Looking in the eye of somebody who wants to do this, it's genius. It's genius because you could get away with it. The worst thing that could happen to you is you get a strike, and
the
then
picture's always like an anime
yeah,
cover
yeah.
of character or something
you
like
can
that.
put anything on it, and then lyric videos.
That's
Listen,
sick,
I,
man.
look, if I would have known that I could if I known that I could do this back then, I probably rip a couple people off because that's bread. I mean, 20,000 was $20. What
What-
million? Lord knows that's $1,000. That's
What,
paying
what
rent.
if when you dropped the video, you also had the lyric video on deck,
I'm
and then you
gl-
dropped them at the same time?
I'm glad that you pointed that out because what we're introducing this to the channel now,
Okay.
and we're actually putting the lyrics in the covers now.
Nice.
So that way it becomes a lyric video and a cover.
There you go.
Yeah.
There. I think that's a.
There's a
Wow.
childish game being
Wow,
done.
this just came out over the weekend.
Yeah.
Wow, I love
We
this
did it the
song.
day of.
Yeah, this
Summertime Magic,
I
dude.
wish they would have released Saturday on Spotify. It's a great song.
There you go.
Nice. Nice. Smart. Dude, look at.
That's pretty hot.
Cool.
Nice.
So I would like to do that for the rest of them coming
Yeah.
up, so that way we could like beat them to it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at the same rate, they could still do whatever they want with it. They'll still find loopholes, but
Every
You're
new.
finding a way to make it harder for them. I think that's all you can do.
yeah,
Right.
you're never gonna like win the battle. But
Do you do you preview? Cause I think you did it before when you were dropping dedication. Do you preview your originals at the end of the covers still?
I've done that a couple times. If I'm like running a promo for a certain track, I might do that. Right now, at the end of the covers are the outro song.
Okay.
It's like, go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Go like my page, become a fan. Have any requests and your wishes, my command. And then the rest.
I have two more questions for you.
For sure.
How does it feel that now, what you're doing now, what's taking up most of your time, and Shad probably as well, this is a world that you live in now that this all came out of your head. Like, this is all part of your imagination. And when you look at your body of work now, what is something that you're particularly proud of? And, like, original-wise, something that you made and you go, like, this is, you know, a staple of what I'm doing right now.
So what was the first question again? Because I'm stuck on the
sorry,
second.
I dropped some deep stuff on you. How does it feel that, like, what you're doing right now, this is all a product of your imagination, your
How does
idea?
it feel? How does it
How
feel?
does that feel?
It feels almost unbelievable, but just it's like just crazy at how fast time has gone.
Huh.
And it's crazy that it just became like it was a seed that we planted.
Right.
I never knew if it was gonna make it or not. I just knew to just keep doing it because it's fun. Dog, even all the copyright BS, all this and that and the other, it's fun.
Yeah, it was like
At the end of the day,
started with like that Herway cover. To be honest.
yeah, that was a big one. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was funny. We covered Party Next Door, Herdway, just for giggles.
You could
It
tell
was
it's like,
a mess,
it's a mess.
but it's
a mess of a cover.
so fun.
Laughing and all
It's
that
fun,
stuff.
so fun,
But it's
and
got like I don't know how many plays on SoundCloud now, and then people are like, "Oh, fire!" I'm
probably like
"This is trash."
couple. It's probably a couple K. But yeah, we started. We
Messed up.
we put in so many just like hot mess tracks on SoundCloud. Like we literally didn't know what we were doing, just messing around, just having fun.
Wow.
And that's the most important thing. I feel like if we're gonna continue anything. So to answer your question, how does it feel? It feels wild, unbelievable.
Awesome.
It's wild because it shouldn't. None of this should happen. Big shout out to Love Live Served because I mean after they really put the channel on. Love Live Served. They Love Live Serve are these two comedians on YouTube, and I don't know if you've seen, but let me pull it up for you real quick. But they took our God's Plan video and the audio from the video and put it on their comedy sketch.
Nice.
And when I'd say it blew up, man, I think they're upwards of about 8 or 9 million on that video.
Wow.
It's wild. But after that, mad people started commenting LLS, like at least a couple hundred. And then it just kept going. We started, as their video improved, so did our just the entire thing. It was incredible. Like
Did
they're
they
awesome.
link your video in their like description? Too?
Yes, the right way.
See,
the
that-
right
that's,
way.
That's,
That's
when
the difference.
The community's right.
Yes.
That's when everyone can eat and it's going right.
What's the right way to link a YouTube video?
Put it in the description and or the comment section.
Okay.
Yeah,
As the
'cause-
first thing?
As the very first thing.
Okay.
Because if the majority of your content is the audio, which ends up if it's not half of what your thing is, it's definitely more. But if that's not being credited, it's like, either put it in the title if that's the case or not. I don't know, man. It's just wild. But this is how Drake recorded God's Plan.
Where are these guys from?
They, believe it or not, they went to school. Wait, I think they went to Temple,
Wow.
but they weren't like close. I think they're in New Jersey, but they commute. I could be wrong about that, so don't hold me to that.
So
It was
right there
pretty
we
funny
got-
skit. It was pretty goofy.
He even looks like Drake.
So that's our cover. Yeah.
Nice. That's amazing.
Like I said, like accident.
Yeah.
That was not planned. I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
All at the time, we were the first cover.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably looked at it and were like, "Oh, this kind of slaps.
Mhm.
Let me put it in our video."
And it wasn't like a direct
Bang.
sound of God's Plan because you added the guitar.
Right. So they couldn't. They also couldn't put the OG in there because
Mhm.
they would have got copyright claim.
Exactly.
Which is interesting. There has to be some kind of deal where YouTube is gonna make where they could allow licensing for people's original songs.
See, they do the free licensing that YouTube pays for that you can use when you're making a video. If you go to upload a video, it says
Commons or
copyright-free
something like that.
music that you can use, but it's really bad. It sounds like stuff that
Oh,
was
it's
made
trash.
like GarageBand kind of,
Right.
which is not wrong with GarageBand, but it's not like it's like very
It's
simplified.
like theme
GarageBand.
music, right? Yeah.
Theme music.
Yeah.
So what I think is going to happen is that
They have to
YouTube is
license
going to
that. They have
revoke
to-
a lot of their stuff for getting demonetized.
Yeah.
I think they're going to keep their claims program.
They're making way too much money and could be making more.
Yeah. So, but they need to fix the issue. They're more worried about because a lot of these creators are now doing YouTube as sole, like, only money coming in.
Yeah.
So, because of that, when they get their video demonetized for something that was not in their power,
That was huge.
it needs to get fixed because that's their income.
Yeah.
Especially when, because now people are also doing claims. Because the way that claims work, people are also doing false claims on videos.
Yeah. I've
And
seen.
you can't receive that money until that claim is disputed.
Yeah. Well.
So, like, so let's
Oh
say
wait, they put a holding on it now.
they put a hold on it. So let's say if I made a
Oh.
video, right, and it's blown up, and you're like one of my fans, but you're like, oh, whatever, like, and you have an account,
Make
you
a fake
can-
claim.
you can make a fake claim on me, and now all revenue ceases until YouTube does something about
Right.
the claim.
Yeah. No. And here's the wild
Scary
part about
world.
that too is like, so if anybody just hits my video
Mm-hmm.
and for some reason the algorithm finds it not
Mhm.
okay, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I'm not making any money from that, and I miss opportunities for
And you-
how long, however long it's not available,
Mm-hmm.
and someone could beat me to the someone's other cover could like completely.
And YouTube was
blow it
built
away.
on covers. Like YouTube was built
Pretty
on
much. It was-
bad sketches and
Yeah.
cover songs. That's how YouTube, like, got massive.
Parody law, man, and that's
Yeah.
how you're able to do that without
Mhm.
a lot of legal repercussions. But like Travis said, it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna ask you one last question, man, because
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
11, so we should be wrapping up soon.
Yeah.
But of everything you made so far, you
Mm-hmm.
look at it all, you witness the history, from your very beginning up until now,
Mm-hmm.
where you have 100,000 subscribers and you have people that are, pining to listen to your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's one project, one song, one thing you look at with pride? Like, this is an
Mm-hmm.
outstanding example of what I can do.
So in 2017, like around October, I released a song called "What Do You Want." Now, if you listen to that song and you listen to the end of Dedication, they're completely two different sounds. And the reason for that is because we switched DAWs, DAWs programs. I was using FL before, and then I hopped into Ableton, and it allowed me to do things that I was limited to do by Fruity Loops. That song, I feel like, is probably one of my best songs I've ever written. Whether or not it's going on a project yet, I have no idea, but I hope to see it pop up again soon, because I don't think it did the damage it deserved. So, yeah,
What do you want?
definitely. What Do You Want? Fire. I feel like it's the best song I've ever made.
If we have your permission,
well.
I'd like to play like 30 seconds of it to play this episode in.
Please do.
Totally, man. All right,
Definitely.
that's cool. Dude, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having
Shad,
me.
thank
Yeah,
you
were
for
a great
being here, man.
conversation.
Mhm.
Seriously, I
Definitely.
appreciate your time, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you definitely, you came here, you delivered, and it's amazing content, amazing conversation that you gave, but also just for putting your time forth, because I know this could be time that you guys spend making music or making YouTube videos, and you're here helping us out.
We would have been
I
playing.
appreciate that.
We would have been playing around.
Okay, man. I take it too seriously, but
No, but thank you for having us, and thank you for the insight.
Let the people know what you have upcoming and what your socials are.
I have an EP coming out.
Is
What's
it
it
coming
called?
out
It's called Summer Vibes.
Summer
Summer
Vibes?
I like
Do we
that.
have a expected release date?
We have somewhere between in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
So
Be on the lookout.
be on the lookout for sure.
summer vibes.
Yeah, Shad's on it. Rob is on it. It's just definitely an interesting project. You guys should definitely take a listen.
And your social media handles are?
Instagram is @KidTravis. YouTube, you just type in Kid Travis, you should find it. Twitter is Kid_Travis_. Snapchat is Kid_Travis. And I think that's about it. Facebook is just, you type in Kid Travis, you can find it.
Awesome. And check
So-
this guy out. He's got some smooth music, super talented. Him
Thank you.
and Shad. Amazing.
Thank you.
amazing.
Appreciate
So,
that, homie.
Yeah. This has been episode 37.
Of
next
the
time.
Andrewcast podcast.
See you next time.
of the world on my shoulders. I won't give up till it's over. There's a beat in my chest, still I gotta lay it down. And I'd be damned if I cuff a girl who ain't really down for me. So where did you go when I learned about my weakness? What did you know when you buried all your secrets? There were no calls, no text messages at all. So finally when you rose from the dark, what do you want? Somebody, somebody. What do you want? Somebody. What do you want?
Yo, yo, yo. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Andrewcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your attention. Before we get into the content of today's episode, I definitely want to get into our sponsor that I've been so graciously gifted, Roast House Coffee, located in South Texas. Now, you may be saying, Andrew, I'm not a coffee person. You know, I like tea. I like drinking tea and honey and throw a little bit of milk in there. You know, I'm trying to live my life. Look, I understand you're trying to live your life, okay? I understand you may not be a coffee person. I wasn't either until I got me some Roast House coffee. Now, Roast House was gracious enough to send me Liquid Thunder. Liquid Thunder is a fan favorite in-house blend made by the Roast Coffee House. It combines the bold, smooth taste of dark roasted Colombian coffee beans with a subtle hint of chocolate to top it off. You can't beat it, bro. Let me tell you a little bit more about Roast House. The Roast House is not your ordinary coffee shop. They roast freshly imported coffee beans from all around the world, in-house daily, located in Brownsville, home of the brave, putting work in the street like a slave, Texas. Our mission is to bring the taste of the world into South Texas, one bean at a time. From popular flavors to in-house blends, we serve all natural, preservative-free coffee, espressos, teas, and other beverages. Homie, come on into our shop and enjoy a fresh cup of joe or take some bean grounds home for your loved ones. So come get a fresh cup of joe or come take some beans to go. You heard it here first. Take some grounds home for your loved ones to enjoy. And for those not living in South Texas, don't fret. Don't even worry about it. We will be launching an online store soon for coffee lovers across the world. You too will be able to taste coffee done right. Listen, folks, if you want some coffee, you want some high-grade stuff, you don't want to mess around with the Starbucks, right? You don't want to mess around with the Dunkin' Donuts. You don't want to mess around with the Wawa. You don't want to mess around with the McDonald's coffee, all right? You want to go straight to the house, the Roast House. Baby, Roast House Coffee. Look it up online. Look it up on Instagram. It's the newest. It's the latest. Thank you so much for sponsoring my podcast. Everyone enjoy today's episode. Love you.